Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Kent State Ice Arena. My name is Alex Rivera, and I am joined by my partner, Max Moats. Back for some Kent State hockey. It's been a long time, folks. Finally getting back on the ice are the Flashes with the visiting Kentucky Wildcats coming to town. Kent State, before the break, coming into this one today, 12-7-1 record, 35 points, puts them at second in the CMHA. Last game before the break, December 6th, 5-4 W at Delaware, sending the Flashes feeling good into the break, seeing if they can carry that momentum over after over a month off. And as their opponent, the Kentucky Wildcats, coming into this one 17-1-1, puts them at 50 points, and that puts them at the top of the ACCHL. Their last game before the break, December 6th, with a 4-1 win versus Bama. Wildcats going to be a tough opponent tonight. But, Max, for the Flashes, what do they got to do? It's been a long time since they've been on the ice. They got the home fans behind them tonight. What do they got to do to come out and put their mark on this game early?
I think physicality, that's always one of my big ways to kind of set a tone for a game is come up with some physicality. I also just want to see us getting a lot of shots in on the goaltender. Obviously, this team is very, very good. So I think if we can get a lot of shots, eventually we'll get one that'll trickle in. It'll kind of go in our favor. And so I really think bringing that intensity early on with the physicality, and again, just hitting the goaltender kind of with all we have very early on to try to get that early lead.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Max. I think for the Flashes, it's got to be attack mindset from the get-go, and they can't let their foot off the gas. It's got to be 60 full minutes, 60 hard minutes. They can't stop. You can't give a team like Kentucky errors, a chance to make mistakes. They have to, limit everything they can. Flashes have to play a clean game, and I think the Flashes are very capable of hanging with this team, and I think they're going to come out hungry tonight. They know what they're up against, and I think the boys in there know what's up at stake.
I agree.
And I think a big focus, too, stemming off of that, the playoffs. It's the second half of the season now officially. Playoffs are right around the corner starting in late February. And I think that's my second half focus as we get back here on home ice and as we get rolling in the second half of the season. The playoffs, the standings, every point matters. You can't leave points on the table. The Flashes have to finish games. They have to win games. And every team, every game, all the points add up at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Even those overtime losses can really be what can make or break a team at the end. Like, there are a lot of teams that are very, very close when it comes to points. So really trying to get everything we can to the most that we can.
Absolutely. And for the visiting Wildcats, somebody that I want to highlight, it's going to be number 24, Jake Laub. He's got 44 points for the Wildcats. He's the leading scorer for this Kentucky team. He's going to be someone to keep an eye on tonight. Flashes have to limit him. Can't let him get dangerous. Can't let him get in the attacking zone. Got to keep an eye on him. And, Max, for you, who do the Flashes have that's going to stand out tonight coming back into this one?
I would absolutely say Nick Kataya. He is just always showing up, getting a lot of points. He has 45 points, which is the most on the team. Again, last I checked those numbers, it was also close to the top of the ACHA overall. He's fantastic, and we definitely need to utilize his skill set, make sure we're setting him up in high-pressure situations.
Absolutely, Max, and we know the caliber of player that Nick Kataya is. We've seen him, thankfully, over and over again dominate and put his mark on each game, and he's got 45 points. Lob for the Wildcats got 44, so the caliber of player, you can kind of compare the two. We'll see who can make their mark. It's going to be a great matchup to watch. For me personally, though, I think new call-up here for the Flashes tonight, number 15, Angel Nikolov, getting the call-up from D3. We've seen him play at the D3 level, and he's dominant down there. And Flashes need an extra guy, and he's the guy that gets the call. I'm looking for him to make an impact and show what he can do at this level.
I completely agree. I think a lot of those new guys can really come in and make an instant impact on the team. And that's really what I'm hoping to see is help get some energy going here for the rest of the team. We're coming after a long break, so hopefully these guys come in excited. I'm hoping to see everything streamlined, still as good as we left it.
Absolutely, and that's a great point, Max, the long break. That's something I really wanted to emphasize. Nobody has played since December 6th in the ACHA. All these teams are a little rusty. They haven't had any game feel in over a month. It's going to be interesting, and a lot of these guys probably just really excited to get back on the ice. We're going to take a brief pause here for the national anthem, and when we return, the puck will be dropping. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking with us. Puck drop just moments away. As the Flashes getting ready to start hot in this one. Got the home crowd behind them. A lot of Kentucky fans here tonight, Max. I do see a lot of blue in the crowd, but the Flashes got a lot of people on this home side.
Yes, they do. Again, surprised to see so many Kentucky fans. I mean, I'm sure a lot of these are parents that are driving up, but I mean, even still, again, it's impressive to see an away team kind of bring so much. Got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always impressive when you see a team travel in numbers, and they certainly are here tonight. Flashes weekend series here against the Wildcats as the starting lines make their way onto the ice. And we get ready to kick off game one of the weekend in the first game back in this second half of the season. This is crunch time now for the Flashes. Every game counts, every moment counts, every second counts. Sticks banging against the boards. Puck is down, and we are underway. Biancan with possession off the draw. Quick shot there, wide of the net of Allen. All the way back into the neutral zone. 4-odd Sturgill. Going to play one over to McGuffin. Shuffles one up the boards for Biancan. He takes a check into the Kentucky bench. Flashes get this one in deep. Now picked up by the Wildcats. Biancan pickpocket for a second. Good check there by Avellino along the far boards. Flashes staying strong in the neutral zone with possession. Now here comes Biancan. He's going to turn away. He's going to look for some reinforcements. Goes cross ice, and he's going to find McGuffin. McGuffin shot from the left dot. Wide of the net there. The Wildcats will be able to clear this zone. Flashes meet him right at the blue line, but Wildcats pick this one up. Skated in now. Here come the Wildcats. Quick shot. Nice save there by Wise, getting him into the game early. One of the Golden Flashes takes a tumble in the boards there. No call there. Looks like he just lost his edges. Big hit out in open ice there. Back in the Kent State zone. We're going to get our first stoppage of the game. 19:06 left to play. Physical first 50 seconds there, Max.
Absolutely. Again, we saw some big hits there. I really liked how the Flashes started off that part of the game, though. Again, they came into the zone strong. They ripped a couple shots. They did go wide. However, I do appreciate them coming in aggressive, ready to try to get some offense going.
Wildcats with possession off the draw. Nate James going to send this one in deep onto the net of Weiss, and he's just going to cover up as the Wildcats were threatening. Little crowd in front of Weiss there for a split second. Everybody's going to skate away. Wildcats going to get a line change here. Flashes look like they're going to do the same.
Again, good start so far for the Flashes, again, against a very tough team. I think faceoffs here are also going to be a key, is to trying to get that possession, since we know that Kentucky's going to be good at retaining that. Making sure we're getting it off the faceoff, I think, is also going to be huge. Especially
in the defensive zone, Max. I think you're absolutely right. Faceoffs are huge. Can't let Kentucky build up the momentum in the offensive zone. Flash is going to send this one down for an icing, however. We'll go right back to the Kent State zone. Looks like the refs are going to draw this one once again up at the right dot. And we'll do it again. Ref pump takes the first draw. Puck is now down, tied up off the draw. Both teams battling for possession here. Still tied up against the boards. In the corner now. Creighton skates that one away. He's going to play it over to Holmes. Holmes got some room to work with. He's going to play a pass up here. Now Biancan, puck on the stick. Stick check there by the defense of the Wildcats off the stick of Michael Supan. And now Wildcats going the other way. Nick Delaney skating this one in up the right wing. He's just going to dump it in deep, send it around the end boards. Wildcats looking to set up shop. Shot on goal there. Nice save by Wise. Turns that one away. Biancan going to chip this one out of the zone now, looking for his man to win it. And here comes TJ Avellino. He's got some speed, still carrying the puck now. Avellino, two defenders bearing down on him. Just trying to get that puck deep, but he loses some edges. Wildcats will clear the zone. Ref's going to blow the whistle here. Another stoppage in play. 18:02 left to play in this first period. Pretty back and forth so far, Max.
Absolutely, and also Avellino there shaking off like three guys on his own, just trying to get it, drive it into the zone. Really good job by him. Again, that was very fun to watch. Again, like you said, it's been very two-way so far. Couple teams, a couple shots from each team, but nothing that's been too dangerous. No sustained pressure situations, which I would say is good so far.
Yeah, very clean game so far from both teams. Now this puck makes its way to the left dot in the Flashes zone off the draw. Wildcats win possession, holding it at the blue line. Are the Wildcats going to play it down low? Wildcats centering pass there, turned away by Weiss. Good save by him, point blank. Wildcats still with possession in the Kent State zone here. Flashes just looking to clear, and they do. Just going to send it the length of the ice off the boards here. Now here comes Kaibas skating, and he's skating hard. Quick shot there, and he scores! Cornell Kaibas picking up right where he left off, giving the Flashes an early lead in this one, making the score 1-0 with 17:42 left to play. And Kaibas Looks like he didn't have much of a break, Max.
He really didn't. He looked great there. Again, listen, Kentucky's a very good team with a very good record. I cannot say I saw a sniping one to the back of the net in the first 3 minutes or so. Fantastic job by Kaibas there to really get past the blue line, get through, and find the back of the net.
Absolutely. Great work by him. The Flash is playing from ahead tonight, and that is huge against a team like Kentucky. Now they just got to keep the pressure on. So the Wildcats going to skate this one into the right dot here. Quick shot, backhanded move there. Wise turns that one away. The Flashes pick up possession now. Hale going to turn and play one back to his man. He's going to find Odd Sturchill. Odd Sturchill back to McGuffin. McGuffin going to send it around the end board, still in their own zone. Flash is just looking to clear. Chipped out by Kaibas. Not enough on that one, but the Flashes, nice stick check there by Kataya. 2-on-1 chance here. Hale skating in. Left dot. Wide of the net there. Puck rolls all the way out of the zone. Flashes will have to regroup in the neutral zone. McGuffin tries a pass there, broken up in the neutral zone by the Wildcats. Rodriguez going to pick this one up. He's stick checked away. Now here comes Kataya. Kataya's going to skate in. He's got some help. Can't quite connect there with Miller. Now the Wildcats will pick back up possession. Nice stick work there in the neutral zone by Holmes. He shakes off that check there. And now James in his own zone. Going to skate this one out for Kentucky. Wildcats bouncing this puck around in the neutral zone. Just going to try to get it in deep. The Flash is doing a good job of not letting the Wildcats get set up. Kentucky going to try it again, but Holmes right there. Holmes going to do the same. Just going to send it the other way. Now picked up. Nice job there. Hall, he takes a check into the boards there, and he loses possession now. Here come the Wildcats. Supan, he's going to try a shot and deflected out of play. We'll get another stoppage. 16:09 left to play in this first period.
I really like the way the Flashes are positioning their body around the puck. They've really been trying to shield it away from Kentucky, and again, just done a great job so far.
Ref's going to put this one at the left dot now in the Kent State zone. Both benches really into this one. Puck down, Flashes with possession. Falkowski going to turn, play it away from danger. He's going to play one up to Avellino. Avellino going to chip one ahead to Bianca. Bianca just going to dump this puck deep. Looking for Norton to win that one. Norton skating hard. He takes a tumble to the ice. The Wildcats skate out with possession now through the neutral zone. Off the skate of a Kent State defender there. Leading the charge here is Nick Delaney. He takes a big check. Flashes going the other way. Bianca trying to connect to Norton. Norton stick check there. Battling hard. Looking to get into the blue paint there. Kentucky just going to clear the zone here. Falkowski in the neutral zone doing a good job to get back on the back check there. Wildcats just going to send one onto the net of Weiss, and he's just going to cover this one. He's going to play it safe. This couple Wildcats are skating into the offensive zone. 15:30 left to play in the first period.
Matthew Weiss has looked fantastic so far tonight. Again, he's made a lot of those smart plays where he's just gloving it. A lot of other goaltenders, might feel like they want to put it back into play, not cause that stoppage, but he's really kind of taking it moment by moment and taking those stoppages when that's what needs to happen.
Absolutely. Like the cautious approach from him. Can't give any mistakes, any silly mistakes to a team like Kentucky.
Absolutely, and I think it's going to keep coming back to that of really making sure we are not making mistakes that they can capitalize off of, and we've done a decent job of that so far.
Absolutely. Tied up off the draw now. Both teams prying for possession of this puck. Kent State going to chip it through the neutral zone. Skating hard now is Barry, but with the puck on his stick is Santangelo. Santangelo going to try one to get one over to Bailey, but now Santangelo's got possession of the puck. He's going to look ahead through the neutral zone. Nice stick work there by Nikolov, one of our players to watch tonight. Wildcats skating, nice save there by Weiss. He turns that one away. Wildcats still threatening. Deep in the zone is Yell. Yell going to try to play it up the boards towards the blue line, but he can't quite get a hold of that one. Kentucky going to have to regroup. Nikolov going to take it behind his own netminder. He's going to play one over to his line mate there. Now the Flashes are going to settle this one down. Falkowski going to really slow it down, let the Flashes get settled. And he's going to find Barry. Now Barry's got some room to work with. Skates around one man. Nice move by him. Barry going to take it himself all the way into the offensive zone. His shot wide of the net there. Now Wildcats going the other way. Puck trickles into the Kent State zone, but not for long as they Flashes staying tough at the blue line. Clear that one quickly. Odd Sturchill racing hard in the corner for this puck. Nice job by Odd Sturchill to get that one over to Creighton. Now puck out of the zone again. Supan just going to play this one deep again, and they're going to say it's go off the ceiling, so we will get a whistle and another stoppage in play. 14:11 left to play in the first period.
This one's been high energy so far. Both teams are really giving 100% so far. Kentucky's very fast, but I've watched the Flashes play smart and be able to keep up with that. I really like a lot of the plays they've made so far.
And off the draw, Kataya wins that one back to McGuffin. Now Kataya back with the puck on his stick. He's going to lead the charge. He's going to play one to Kaibas. Kaibas tries the centering pass. Stick checked away there by the Wildcats defense. Kataya trying to turn away from some pressure. He's tied up. He drops to a knee. Hale now takes a check to the ground. Extra slash there from the Wildcats. No call on that. Now here comes Kentucky the other way. Toe drag move. Nice move there. Weiss, what a save. Matthew Weiss shuts the door. A chance there for Kentucky. Now Flashes not letting up. They're going to try to get going the other way. Supan behind his own net. Puck finds the stick of Cornell Kaibas. Going to try to play one over to Creighton. Creighton tight rope in the blue line. Plays it over to Holmes. Holmes with a quick shot. Off the skate there of Supan. Flashes still pressuring now. Trying to get this one out is James. James tries to play it along the boards. Kataya now on the right side of the zone. Going to play one down low to Kaibas. Kaibas going to make his way towards the blue line now. But Kentucky finds possession off this Kaibas stick. They float that one out of the zone. Not enough to get the ceiling, though, so puck still in play. But it finds a stick of Kyle Holmes for Kent State. The Flashes will take that one. Holmes hits the red line. He's going to dump it in deep. Norton first man to that puck. But James sticks that one away from him. He's going to play one over to Supan. Now the Wildcats going the other way. Here comes Nick Delaney skating hard for this puck. Quick shot there. Nice save by Matthew Weiss. Turns that one away. Turnover again. Delaney another shot. Deflected and out of play. We'll get another stoppage. 12:42 as this puck's going to stay in the Kent State zone.
Once again, Matthew Weiss really shutting down that breakaway chance. That was a dangerous, dangerous chance for Kentucky. You saw the player thought he was dangerous, too, with the way he was dangling around everybody. But Matthew Weiss, he pulls in and really gets it. So good for Matthew Weiss. He's looked great so far this game.
Absolutely, and a note on that, too. Looks like he made that save against Jake Laub, one of the players to watch for Kentucky. We highlighted. He's dangerous with the puck, so nice job by Weiss, shutting the door on a tough player. Flash is going the other way. Sealing tries to make a move there. Looking for some help from his teammates. Avellino to the ground. Bianca picks that one up. He chases a check. Bianca goes down there, loses his stick. Now here comes Nick Delaney going the other way. Shot on the net of Weiss. He just turns that one away, looking to get it to Falkowski. Norton battling for this puck now. He's battling Jake Laub. Norton with possession. He finds Avellino. Another check there. Wildcats physical game to start this one. Definitely have some goals on their mind. Now here comes Chasen Sealing. He's going to try to break out of his own zone. Flashes get it to Norton. Norton going to turn and look for an option. Turnover here. Now here come the Wildcats. 2-on-1 chance. Backhanded chance, and they score. Kentucky with a nice play off the turnover there. Off an errant pass from the Flashes. And they tie this one up with 11:49 left to play in the first period. And those are the type of mistakes that they can't have tonight for the Golden Flashes.
Absolutely. Again, I thought it was a smart idea to try to pass it across the ice and get it out of traffic where there weren't any Kentucky players. However, that pass to try to kind of get it back just gets intercepted by Kentucky, and they capitalize on that. And just like you said, those are the kind of mistakes that we cannot have tonight, because Kentucky will find those and will capitalize on those. Where against another team, we might be able to get away with that a little bit more. Kentucky is going to snip those out.
Absolutely, and that goal for the Wildcats coming off the stick of number 34, Cooper Korinsky, assisted by Ty Patfield. Wildcats even this one up, so Flashes going right back to work. Off the draw now, Nikolov with possession. He's going to try to skate out of his own zone. Puck rolls off his stick. He's got reinforcements with him. They feed a pass through to Barry. Barry takes a chuck after the whistle, and it looks like we're going to get a call here. Flash is not happy about that one. Wildcats bringing a real physical approach tonight, and the Flashes going to have to match the energy if they want to stay with this one. Can't let the Wildcats get in their head and take over this game.
See, that's what I want to see, is Kentucky is bringing that physicality, and we need to be throwing it right back. We cannot be letting them get that one-sided physical game, because that is just going to, over time, kind of beat down our guys. I really want to see them get some big hits here.
Absolutely. Odd Sturchill just going to rifle this one deep into the Kentucky zone. Tychelis Casey, first man to that puck. Nice job by Barry helping him out here. Tychelis Casey, puck under his feet. Puck just squeaks out of the zone. Kolpin just going to play one back to Holmes. He's going to play one over to Nikolov. Nikolov going to fire one on net from the neutral zone. But with possession are the Wildcats, and they're going to try to break out. Puck rolls into the Kent State zone. Now first man to this puck is Sealing. Sealing going to play one up the boards to Luke Barry. Barry going to pause for a second, look for an option. Nice pass to Titleist Casey. He makes a nice backhanded pass there to Colpine. Colpine, quick shot, deflected before it ever sees the net to Allen. And now picked up by James. James tries to break out of his own zone. Falkowski had it for a second at the blue line. The puck trickles out. Battle for the puck right in front of the Kentucky bench. Now with possession is Rodriguez. Rodriguez is met by Kaibas. Nice shot by him. Now Kataya scooping in to save the day. Kataya with the backhanded shot. Kicked away there by Allen. Good work by Kaibas and Kataya. But now Hale's going to have this puck in the neutral zone. So play it over to Falkowski. Kataya back in his own zone. Go up the ice to find Jack Hale in the neutral zone. He's going to play one over to Kaibas and let him go to work. Kaibas tries a centering pass, looking for Kataya to win that one. Stick checked in the lane there by the Kentucky defense. Hale going to play one to the blue line to Holmes. Holmes going to play it down low for Kataya. He tries a centering pass. Another stick check there by the Kentucky defense. Hale puts a man down. But the Wildcats break out of their zone, and now they're moving the other way. Jack Knoll with possession of the puck on his stick. He's going to turn and just dump this one deep. So Wildcats going for the line change. Flash is going to use this as a chance to get out of their own zone. Creighton going to try to feed one through to Hale. Just can't connect with him on that one. But Holmes picks this puck up in his own zone. Back to Creighton. Now back to Jack Hale. Going to try to play one ahead to Kaibas. But Kaibas can't get a stick on that one, and we will get an icing call with 9:33 left to play in this first period. Puck making its way back into the Kent State zone. Really want to see Kent State start to get some more shots on goal. They have the right idea. Kentucky having a lot of sticks in the passing lanes there. Kent State going to have to try a different approach.
One thing I will say that Kent State, I think, has done a decent job at is settling those passes down. They had a couple really hard cross-ice passes. They did a good job of settling and make sure it doesn't bounce and get to the other team.
Yeah, puck rolling on them a little bit, it seems like. And off the draw, Flash is just going to send it the length of the ice again, and we'll do it again in the Kent State zone.
These icings also need to stop because it's just tiring everybody out when you got to skate the whole length of the ice to try to beat it. So definitely kind of cleaning up a little bit on the icings, I think, would be good for the momentum of the game and for the players.
Wildcats win possession for a split second, but can't control it at the blue line, and they will have to retreat. Now with possession of this one is Thompson. Flashes meet him in the neutral zone. Kataya going to float one, looking for Hale to win that one. The Wildcats just going to clear the zone. McGuffin going to just pick it up in the neutral zone and try to rifle it in deep. Good stick work there by Delaney. Now here comes Nick Delaney. He skates in. Fans on that shot. Nice defensive work there by the Flashes. Bianca going to skate it out of his own zone. Now he's trailed, but he gets a pass up to Kaibas. Kaibas just going to play one down and head off for the change. Bianca now deep in the Kentucky zone. Bianca behind the net. He's got 3 defenses on the shadow. McGuffin at the blue line. Left dot. He's going to try a shot. Nice save there by Allen. Avellino working hard for this puck. He's battling against Lob. Delaney's there as well. Delaney with a big hit there on McGuffin. Now Lob going to skate it out of his own zone. Wildcats looking to break on a huge hit out in the open ice. Justin McGuffin with some payback there, laying the boomstick. Good hit there by McGuffin. That's what the Flashes need. They need a response, and that's the type of response they were looking for. The Wildcats are going to dish it. They got to be willing to take it. Another battle there in front of the Kent State bench. McGuffin tried another hit there. Not as emphatic as that first one. Love to see him getting into this one and getting physical. Wildcats going to try to set the tone. Now here come the Wildcats. Quick shot there, wide of the net there. Puck's going to roll all the way around, back into the Wildcats zone. First man of this puck is Michael Supan. He's just going to play it up, but into the neutral zone. Chasing Ceiling, picking this one up. He gets the red line, tries to play it in down low, but finds the stick of Supan. But Norton's going to chip it in down low. Flash is going to go for a quick line change here. Now skating out. Here come the Wildcats. Steigerwald, he's going to try a shot. Nice save there by Matthew Wise. He's just going to absorb that one and freeze this puck. 7:33 left to play in what has been an entertaining first period.
That it has. Again, and like you said, seeing McGuffin lay that big open ice hit, that is exactly what I want to see the Flashes bring. Like you said, if Kentucky can dish it, they better be ready to take it. And that was a great moment there for the Flashes. Hoping to see them gain a little bit of momentum off it maybe. Again, keep bringing the physicality, get some offense going.
That was definitely one of those hits that gets the bench fired up. That
Absolutely.
is for sure. Puck at the left dot. A little stick fighting there. Falkowski there, stick fighting there with Klingerman. Those two exchanging some pleasantries, I'm sure. And off the draw, Wildcats trying to keep it in at the blue line, and they do. Tightrope in the blue line. The Flashes will get possession here. Now going to play it up to Brady Hall. Brady Hall going to lead the rush. He's going to chip one in down low. Looking for his team to go to work. Parker battling hard for this puck. He's going to try a centering pass, looking for Miller. Nothing going there. Now Wildcats moving the other way. Here comes Klingerman. Klingerman is going to hit the red line and just dump it in deep. Wise can't slow that one down behind the net. So the Flash is going to have to give him some help here. Wildcats at the blue line again. Just trying to fish this one out are the Flashes. Puck tied up now, Ceiling tied up on this puck. Klingerman with him. Wildcats centering pass, quick shot, nice save by Matthew Weiss. Dangerous chance there for the Wildcats. They found a hole in the Flash's defense, but Matthew Weiss, brick wall so far.
Matthew Weiss really has been a brick wall so far. Again, the only time they're really able to get to beat him was that kind of 2-on-1 opportunity they had where they slid cross crease. So he has looked fantastic in there tonight, and I think he really has been a difference maker already.
They're going to need him tonight if they want to stay close in this one. He's being tested here early. He's doing a great job answering the bell. It's off the draw now. Creighton going to try to pick this puck up behind the net. Wildcats player drops his stick. Now Creighton with possession. He's going to skate out of his own zone. Going to float one up to Kataya. Kataya walks in the left dot. Kataya with a quick shot. Looking for that centering pass to Kaibas. Nothing there. Flash is going to have to regroup. Fanning on that clearing attempt is Holmes. Wise out of his poke check there. Wise with another save. Puck is still loose, and the Wildcats clean up the rebound. Flashes with another turnover. That's another thing they can't have. Wildcats were all over that one. Wise made the stop initially, but it kind of trickled in on him, and the Wildcats were there to clean it up. That's going to make the score 2-1 in favor of the Kentucky Wildcats. That goal courtesy of the stick of Jack Noel.
It's times like these when I really wish we did have a little bit of instant replay going on. It was kind of hard to see exactly what happened there. Weiss was down, had a defenseman behind him, kind of really trying to block it off. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, it's one of those ones they'd like to have back. But nonetheless, Flash is going to have to go back to work as this game is far from over. Still 6 minutes left in the first period and plenty of time to get back in this one. Wildcats with possession in their own zone. Lob had it for a second. Allen going to turn that one away. Avellino behind his own net. Avellino going to turn, play one down low for Biancan. Biancan fakes a pass there. Biancan skates in. Going to play one back to Falkowski. Falkowski going to play one all the way over to Ceiling. Ceiling going to play it down low again. Looking for Avellino to win this one, and he does. Avellino battling hard. He's tied up there. Physical defense by Hazelton. Now the Wildcats moving the other way. Quick shot there, blocked out in front. Never see the net there. And Wildcat takes a player down in front of the net. Player still down in front of the ice. And now the Flash is going the other way. Here comes Avellino. Avellino tries to make a move around his man. Norton there to give him some reinforcement. The Wildcats have possession. Going to slow this one down is Kelly Thompson. Thompson going to hit the red line. Just dump it in deep for the Wildcats. McGuffin takes a check into the boards. Another quick shot there off that board battle. And Weiss deflects it out of play. 5:08 left to play in this first period. Some big hits there from the Wildcats. A bit of a pile up there in front of the net of Weiss.
I was surprised to not see any kind of penalty called there when there was some sitting on people being done. But, I mean, you know, sometimes that's how the game goes. The refs want to watch them play. So I think the Flashes need to kind of, again, meet that level of physicality if the refs aren't calling it.
Absolutely. It looks like the refs are going to let them play tonight, so the Flashes have to set the tone. Turning to fire this one in deep is Patfield, but his attempt does not make it very deep into the Kent State zone. Odstorchel going to pick it up in his own zone and look for an option. Going to play it around the boards to Parker. Rolls on him a little bit. Quick shot there. What a save, Matthew Weiss, point blank. Another dangerous chance for the Wildcats. Matthew Weiss shutting the door. He's been sharp here tonight. He's been tested early and often in this one. Now here comes Patfield. He's going to skate in. Right dot. He's going to try a centering pass. Finds the stick of Patfield again. He's in another centering pass there. Stepping up this one. Quick shot there. Off the rebound. Puck bouncing around in front of Weiss in the blue paint. And the Flash is clear for a second. Big blast there from Eli Bailey on the left point for the Wildcats. Bailey going to drop a pass now. Another shot. Looking for that centering pass. Once again, Wildcats really buzzing in the Kent State zone here. Flash is going to pick this one up behind their own net. Odstorchel is going to float one out. Hale trying to chip this one ahead to Kaibas, and Kaibas, he's going to move out of the way of a hit there. Now here comes Patfield again. Patfield skates and he tries to make a move. Nice stick work there by Holmes. Now here comes Kataya the other way, and you know he's got some nasty moves. It's one man to beat. Here comes Nick Kataya. Quick shot. Nice save there by Allen. Good work by Kataya. Kataya takes a huge hit in the Kentucky zone. Wildcats really bringing it tonight. Flash is going to have to respond. Now here comes Sealing. He's going to try to do it himself. Sealing skates in. Beats all the defenders besides the last one. But he's got some help from his friend Nick Kataya. Kataya goes down on the ice. No call there. Kataya being laid on now. No call. Sam Steigerwald just laying on Kataya, and the refs don't bat an eye. Is Kataya going to chip this one into the glove of Allen? He'll just hold this one. 3:15 left to play in the first period.
Again, need the Flashes to meet the physicality. Ozone face-off, I believe, is about to happen. That's good. We can get stuff off the Ozone face-off. That was a bit of a frustrating sequence of events for me personally. Great attempts by the Flashes. It's just not clicking.
Flashes in the Ozone, can't control that face-off. Puck going to roll all the way down. Weiss going to come out of his crease just a little bit to play this one, but the Wildcats skating hard, and they pick up possession in the Kent State zone. Nice check there. Falkowski laying a good hit. Wildcats still in the Kent State zone battling. Puck loose now. Falkowski going to pick this one up. Good shift by him here. He's going to try to skate it out, get some reinforcement. Barry going to try to play one up ahead, looking for Tychelis Casey. Tychelis Casey bounding hard for this one, going to chip it ahead. Kolpian has it for a second, but he's removed off the puck there by Nick Hahn. Now Hahn going to skate it in for Kentucky. He's going to play a pass up to Lob. Lob going to make a move in the left dot. Nice job there by Kyle Holmes on the defense, shutting down Lob, not letting him make any moves. Pushing this puck deep is Kolpian. Kolpian looking for some help. Nobody there, and the Wildcats will just slow this one down with plenty of time. Flashes on the retreat into the neutral zone, setting up the defensive effort. And now here comes Hazelton. Hazelton, he's skating hard. He's going to go all the way around Holmes, goes all the way around the net. Hazelton going to play one back up top. Quick shot there. Blocked out in front. Another rebounded chance there. Wide of the net of Weiss. Wildcats still threatening. Flash is just looking for possession. They were looking for Santangelo. He takes a tumble onto the ice, but he gets possession for a split second. The play one down low for Lob. Lob takes a hit behind the net. All Wildcats here. Bailey with quick shot. Never sees the net of Weiss. Tychelis Casey just going to do enough to get this one out of the zone. Now here come the Flashes. 2-on-1 chance building. Here comes Bianca. Bianca centering pass there. Wide of the net there. Now on the net there. And there's our first penalty of the game. And Bianca going at it in front of the net there of Allen. Norton and Delaney exchanging some words right in front of the net of Allen. Norton's had enough. But that's going to lead for a power play for the Flashes. Is Nick Delaney going to go to the box for 2 minutes?
I think, is Norton going too? Because the ref keeps pointing at the box and Norton's not refusing to go.
Norton seems he's going back in the bench. Norton at least trying not to get out of this penalty. Let's see what they say.
Am I delusional, or did it look like they were pointing at Norton to go to the box? Yeah. He didn't, and it looks like we're keeping going.
Yeah, it looks like Norton not going to get in trouble there. Flashes will take the power play there. First call of the game. First look at the Kent State power play tonight. They're going to go to work. Avellino with possession of this puck behind the net of Allen. Kaibas with a pass to Bianca, and his shot goes wide. Kataya is going to take it to the blue line. Looking for an option. Tries to find Avellino down low, battling hard for this puck. Flashes. Can't keep that one at the blue line. Kentucky clears. Wildcats still with possession. But Bianca finds this puck in the neutral zone. He's going to skate in. Bianca going to really slow it down, stalking his prey here. Bianca going to play it up to Kataya. Kataya over to Kaibas, now left dot. Kaibas back to Creighton. Creighton going to unload the wrister, and they score off the deflection! Cole Bianca with the stick in front of the net, and he screens Allen, and that ties this one up. Excellent work by the Kent State power play, making the score 2-2 with 52.1 seconds left in this first period. Just an excellent power play effort there for the Flashes.
Fantastic sequence of events there. Again, drawing that penalty, playing hard on the power play, and finding the back of the net with quite a few deflections in there. Absolutely perfect. That's what I want to see more of this game. That crowd in front of the net is how it got back there.
Absolutely, Max. That's a great point. I love that idea of having Creighton, or any defender for that matter, take those shots from the blue line and just crowd Allen, not let him see where that puck is coming from. And Bianca finds that one through some traffic, and he gets a stick on it and does enough to beat Allen. Excellent work there by the Flashes power play. Back to even strength now. A little discussion here. Not sure what the holdup is. Refs having a discussion with the Wildcats coach. Let's see.
I would guess they're probably saying they think there was goaltender interference or something like that. I personally didn't really see anybody in the blue paint other than some of the defensemen, maybe a couple flashes. It was a lot going on, but I don't think that's enough to call back that goal.
Absolutely. Refs say it's a goal, and it stands. Tie game. Puck down at center ice. It's the winding seconds of the first period here. Flashes looking to take it. Tied, heading into the intermission. Wildcats in the Flashes zone here. Seconds winding off the clock. 40 seconds left to play in this first period. Centering pass from the Wildcats. He finds a stick of Kent State instead. Shot there from the blue line, wide of the net. Rebound trickles right in front of Weiss, and he'll just cover that one up. 32.3 seconds left to play in the first period. Puck staying in the Kent State zone.
I think this face-off here is really going to be key to kind of rounding out this first period and making sure we don't end on anything crazy. Looks like the Flashes are going to get in a line change there as well. Again, I like that. Get some fresh legs out.
Yeah, I really like that Kataya Kaibas Hale line, especially in the last seconds here. They've been skating hard all night. See if they can head in this intermission tied up with Kentucky Wildcats. Kataya picks this one up behind his own net. Going to play it up to Hale. Hale going to play one to Falkowski. They're going to find Kaibas. Here they go. In the offensive zone, Kaibas tries to find Kataya on the centering pass. 16 seconds left to play. Flash is still threatening. Kaibas chips one for Kataya. Broken up there by the Patfield. Falkowski going to play it in down low. Patfield with possession of the puck. Once again, he's going to play it up, and that goes off the ceiling. Not enough to clear the zone, so he will get a whistle. 4.5 seconds left to play in this first period. Just maybe enough time for one shot if they can win this faceoff for the Flashes.
That could be huge. If they could win this and get a shot kind of before Kentucky gets set, that could be a huge one. We haven't seen too many O-zone faceoffs like this.
Tied up off the draw. Quick shot just wide of the net there. Kaibas had the right idea. And this puck will roll in the Kentucky zone and take us to our first intermission with the score tied up at 2-2. Max, what did you like from the Flashes there in that first period?
I liked when they kind of would cohesively rush up together. I feel like
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking with us as we get ready to bring you the second period action with our score 2-2 between two very good teams and a hard-fought physical battle so far in this one. Both teams had 20 minutes to recharge in that intermission, and I think both teams are going to come out and they're going to bring the same intensity as that first period, if not more. We've seen a little bit ramp up in the winding minutes of that first period, and I think the rest of this game is going to be a real treat.
It seems like the times the Flashes have been able to capitalize the most is that right at the beginning of the period and right towards the end. Again, not sure if we'll be able to see the same kind of pattern here in the second period, but I'm really interested to see if it kind of continues that.
And as we mentioned pregame, it's important to play the full 60 minutes. Like you said, a lot of success at the beginning and then a lot of success right at the end of that period. But it's important all the stuff in the middle counts.
Absolutely.
You can't give Kentucky any opportunities, any extra opportunities. And both of the goals that the Flashes have given up come off turnovers. And that's something, if they can cut that out, this game could be 2-0 potentially.
Absolutely. And I'm really hoping to see them kind of clean up on those turnovers, on those kind of longer passes, because I think, again, against other teams, we can kind of get away with a lot of those longer cross-ice passes. But against Kentucky, they're going to see that from a mile away, and they're going to capitalize off of it. So I think if they're able to change their game and kind of try to cut those out, at least, again, kind of cross a zone, I think we might have something good going here because, like you said, both goals off turnovers.
Yeah, great point. I think the Flashes need to keep it fast and quick. like you said, they're playing the long passes, which a lot of times we know that's their play style. We know that's their MO. But tonight it's going to have to be fast and quick and aggressive. And if you put those three things together, they got a real chance in this one. And they're tied 2-2 with a lot of time left in this one. And I can't wait to see how it plays out.
Absolutely. I think we might see a high-scoring game here.
I would agree.
Since it's already 2-2 at the end of the first. Could definitely see that going up quite a bit here in the second and then in the third.
Both teams sending the starting lines on the ice here as we get ready to bring you this second period. Players beginning to bang those sticks against the benches, signaling what time it is. Noise ramping up in front of a packed house here at the Kent State Ice Arena. Players are ready. Puck is down. We are underway for the second period. And off the opening draw, Flashes take possession. Nice job by Biancan at the dot. Flashes try to play it in, but the Wildcats quickly pick that one up in their own zone. Now the puck kind of floating around in center ice. Biancan evades a check there, trying to push this puck deep into the Kentucky zone. But the Wildcats skate out with possession now. Wildcats going to play one on the net of Weiss. He turns that one away. Now just dumping this one in deep is Hazelton. Quick shot there. Nice save by Wise. Hit him in the mask there. Wildcats can't keep it in at the blue line. Now Kent State the other way. 2-on-2 chance here. Avellino with Biancan. And they get Biancan on the offside. Very close call there. I didn't personally see it, but refs got a better view than me.
That's very true. That's one thing I always like to remember. I like to give the refs a little bit of a hard time, but they always have a better view down on the ice than we do up here. They kind of have a handle on what they want to do with the game and how they want to call it. So as much as I may talk up here, always got to respect our referees for getting the job done there at the ice level.
Puck down now just out the Kentucky zone, and the Wildcats will take possession. Playing this one up ahead is Thompson. Wildcats can't touch this one across the red line, and we will get an icing call sending this one back into the Kentucky zone with 19:11 left to play in the second period.
I think that's great for them to get another offensive zone faceoff this early in the game. Again, if they can win it and get a shot right off that faceoff, again, we could really see something happen here.
Kataya at the dot for the Flashes. Right dot in the Kentucky zone. Ref signaling some players to back up a little bit. Tied up off the draw. Flashes with possession. Kaibas with a shot from his knee there. Turned away by Allen. The Flashes still with possession for momentarily. Hale takes a check into the boards and loses possession. But Falkowski in his own zone going to play one up into the neutral zone to Kaibas. Now Kaibas going to circle back into his own zone. Take another circle back into his own zone. Being pressured here now by Rodriguez. And now Seelan going to help him out a little bit and get this puck moving the other way. No icing call there. Flashes avoid that one. Puck deep in the Kentucky zone. Now the Wildcats 2-on-1 forming here. Kentucky skating hard. Quick shot there. Nice save by Wise. Rebound bouncing around in front. Wise finds that one as there's a Wildcat in the net. He kind of flew over Matthew Weiss there. Shot off the stick of Rodriguez.
Seems like a hard kind of play there, but looks like everybody's okay. So, that's what we like to see. Again, sometimes you're driving hard to the net, and I guess puck doesn't end up back in the net, but you do there. So,
yeah, Mark LaRue flew into the net there for the Wildcats over Weiss. But Weiss, good job by him through all that traffic to find that puck and just lay it down on that one.
And also not get hurt on that play as well.
Flashes with possession off that faceoff in their own zone. Here comes Miller. Bryson Miller loses the puck momentarily, but he's got it right back. He's going to play one around the end boards to the stick of Brady Hall. Brady Hall looking for an option. He's going to find Holmes. Holmes can't keep that one at the blue line. Flash is going to have to retreat quickly. Holmes gets the red line, going to send it in deep. Allen out behind his net to play this one. Going to leave it there for his team to pick this one up. But the Wildcats can't possess it cleanly, and now puck rolls all the way into the Kent State zone. Creighton now going to play one all the way through the neutral zone. Finds a stick of Brady Hall, and he's just going to chip one ahead deep. Flash is going to skate off for a quick line change here. Wildcats holding this puck behind their own net. Looking for an option to break out. Klingerman in his own zone. Looking for an option to get out. Nice job there by Avellino. Stick work there. Going to send that one out of play. We'll get another stoppage. 17:37 left to play in the second period.
I say this very hesitantly, but it seems like the Flashes have had more possession so far this period than Kentucky here. I mean, they've looked pretty good so far, had a lot of O-zone time. Again, making a lot of really good plays and not allowing Kentucky to really make a clean entrance into the zone at all.
Absolutely, I would agree with you, Max. I think the Flash is coming out hot here to start this second period. Got to keep it up for the full 20. Wildcats win possession off that draw. Sending this one in deep is Karinsky. Odd Sturchill, first man to that puck. He's going to find Nikolov. Nikolov going to play one up to Tyklas Casey. Tyklas Casey is going to try to shuffle that one out of the zone, and he does momentarily. But Wildcats right back to threatening. Nice poke check there by Angel Nikolov. Puck back in the Kent State zone. Colpine with possession, going to take it behind the net of Weiss. Going to leave one for Odd Sturchill. Odd Sturchill now going to have to set up an option. Odd Sturchill's going to play it back to Nikolov. Nikolov is going to play it ahead. Flash to get out of the zone, but can't skate out with possession. Finds a stick at Eli Bailey instead. Trying to play it to Patterfield. He can't control that one, so Odd Sturchill will regain possession. Stepping up is Nikolov. He hits the red line. Puck rolls off his stick a little bit. Flashes have to regroup. Barry trying to hold that one. Pickpocketed there. Wildcats skating hard in the Kent State zone. Centering pass there. Nice stick work there by Tyklas Casey on the back check. Weiss can't glove that one cleanly. Rolls off his glove. Wildcats still threatening as they're going to skate off for a line change. Looking for a pass down low. Biancan was there in the lane. Biancan to hold it for a second. Get that puck out. Nice job by him on that shift. Flash is skating off for a line change quickly, but Wildcats threatening fast. They got to get back. And they do. Shot goes wide there. Wildcats off the bench. Puck deflected in the air. Falkowski looking around for it. Wildcats with possession. Supan with the shot. Nice save there by Matthew Weiss, and he's going to hold that one. We'll get another stoppage. 16 minutes even left to play in this second period.
Flash just took a couple minutes there playing defense, but I have to say, I love what I saw. We saw some dive blocking over there, broke up an opportunity really well. Again, they've looked great on defense so far this period. Again, completely almost night and day, in my opinion, from what we saw last period.
Off the draw, Biancan wins that one back for the Flashes. But Seelan gets tied up along the boards. Biancan there to give him some help. Biancan tries to turn away, but his pocket is picked. Puck bounces off the side of the cage there for Weiss. Sent in the middle of the ice. Weiss with a nice stop. Puck bouncing around down low, and they score off the rebound. Nick Delaney cleaned that one up. That puck just bounced around far too long in the blue paint there for the Flashes. And Kentucky retakes the lead, making the score 3-2 with 15:44 left to play in the second period.
That sustained pressure is tough. It's really tough as a goaltender. It's tough even as the defenders when you're kind of stuck there in front of the net. But again, though, I mean, it's not like they're shooting it from the back of the zone and it's going in. It's past a scuffle. So I at least am proud of the Flashes for putting up a lot of defensive effort in front of the net there.
All the Kentucky goals so far, Max, seems a straight pure effort. They're just hustling, and they're winning those loose pucks, and they're not giving up on the play until the ref blows the whistle, and that seems like how they've gotten all their goals so far here tonight. So Flash has just got to play to the whistle. Sale takes a tumble behind the net here in the Kentucky zone. Flash is trying to answer back. Kaibas, he picks that pass up. He fans on his shot, but he still finds possession. He's going to send her a pass for Hale. Kataya chips a shot. Allen just going to hold that one. We'll get a whistle there, keeping this puck in the Kentucky zone.
Forcing that O-zone faceoff, I think, is going to be huge here. Kaibas there was able to kind of get away from his defender and had a really good opportunity. However, kind of fanned on it a little bit. It kind of got out of his grasp. And he had the right idea by chipping it back towards center ice, just a bit off target.
Left dot here on this faceoff in the Kentucky zone. Kataya wins it back. Kaibas skates out with possession. He's going to skate down low. He's going to take it all the way behind the net. Turn. Going to play it to the blue line just past the outstretched stick of Kyle Holmes. Holmes having to retreat back into his own zone. Holmes going to play it over to his line mate, J.J. Creighton. Creighton now looking for an option. Tries to connect with Hale in the neutral zone. Hale can't find that one. That will result in an icing, sending this puck back to the Kent State zone. And a defensive zone faceoff here for the Flashes. Not where they want to be.
No. I'm really hoping, again, we can get some sustained offensive pressure. Again, it seems like that's when we've had the most success, is when we can sustain that pressure. And what better line to do it than this one out here?
Absolutely. This is one of the best lines that the Flashes have to roll out. Really like them on the ice here in these defensive situations. Off the face-off there, Wise going to glove that one, and we'll do it again.
That
right
we
dot
will.
in the Kent State zone.
We need to win these face-offs, and we need to get it out of our defensive zone and, again, get something going on offense. It does look like we are going to get a line change in here, though, which I also think is going to be big to making sure we can really kind of get some good defensive guys out there, get some fresh legs.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams going for the line change. Hazelton at the dot for the Wildcats. Biancan at the dot for the Flashes. Wildcats with possession off the post there. Flashes take a sigh of relief. Their job is not done. Got to get this puck out of the defensive zone. Shuffled along the boards. Bianca gets that one out. He finds Norton. Norton's got some space, and he's got speed. Norton going to just play it in deep behind the net of Allen. Norton tries a centering pass there. Nobody home for the Flashes. Good look there for Norton. Good idea. Puck skyrockets out of the Kentucky zone, but not high enough to hit the ceiling, so no whistle. So Holmes will take it behind the net of Weiss, and he's going to regroup the Flashes' attack. Flashes can't connect on that neutral zone pass. Now the Wildcats going to get going the other way. Flashes find possession in the neutral zone. Norton going to play it in deep. Avellino skating hard for this puck, but he's met by Nick Hahn. Hahn trying to get possession. Big tie up here in the far boards in the Kentucky zone. Wildcats clean up possession on that one. They'll play it through the neutral zone. Nice job by McGuffin staying with that puck. Goes under his feet, but he just kept skating with it. Stopped that chance for the Wildcats. Weiss now out behind his net. So the Wildcats going to skate off for a change. Flash is going to use this as a chance to get it going the other way. McGuffin in front of the Kentucky bench. He takes a big hit there. Wildcats still threatening. Patfield, he's going to try centering pass. Nice job by Odd Sturchill, using the body to lay that one down. But Kentucky, off the deflection, they score. Macklin Yale cleans up the rebound. And once again, Max, just another bouncing puck that the Flashes can't clear. And Kentucky makes them pay, making the score 4-2, 13:27 left to play in the second period.
One thing I do want to highlight there, since all that nastiness just happened, is good shift for Norton before, obviously, all that. He broke up some passes. He really was doing a good job at chipping into the zone. He had all the right ideas. However, we are now down 2.
Flashes with a ton of time to come back in this one. Game is far from over. They got to start chipping away now. Can't let Kentucky keep building the momentum. Flashes have to have an answer here. They got the puck in the Kentucky zone momentarily. The Wildcats skate out possession. Nice job there by Falkowski. It's going to trickle in behind the net of Weiss. It's going to get picked up now by Nikolov. Here comes Angel Nikolov. He's going to lead the rush. He's across the red line. He's across the blue line. Nikolov going to try to look for an option. Left dot, looking for that centering pass. Gets broken up, goes behind the net there of Allen. Top of the point for Kybos. Kybos going to play it over to Falkowski. Going to shuffle one down low, looking for that deflection off the stick of Parker. Nothing there. Kybos with possession. He evades a hit. Kentucky player tried to line him up into his own bench. Kybos skates out of the harm's way there. Flashes lose possession. They'll have to go back to the neutral zone. Kentucky momentarily. Patfield just going to shuffle one behind the net of Matthew Weiss. Nikolov with possession in his own zone. He's going to float one up the boards to Kybos. Kybos, he's got some space to skate. He's going to play one up to Kataya. Kataya, centering pass for Hale. Back to Kataya. Kataya, backhanded chance. Shut the door there by Allen. Kataya tangled up there. No call there from the ref. Kataya wanted a call. Now the Wildcats skating hard the other way. 2-on-2 chance for Kentucky. Flash is there to shut that one down. Nice job by Kyle Holmes. Hale battling along the boards. Kataya loses his stick. Kataya taken to the ice. Kataya on the ground. Hale. Kataya tied up. Hale's on the ground. Kataya's tied up with Michael Supan. Supan just dragged him to the ground, ripped his stick out of his hand, and dragged him to the ground.
I'm just curious as to why that's allowed and why it looks like we're getting incidentals here after Kataya's taken to the ground.
Yeah, those two still exchanging words as they skate off to the box.
I don't know how you get your stick ripped away from you and then you also get the call. It's a mystery here at Kent State Ice Arena. That it is.
Yeah, Supan still looking over at Kataya. Kataya not giving it any effort there.
I am going to be very surprised if we just get 4-on-4 here. I really do think that Kentucky should get an extra there for kind of hauling him down to begin with.
Yeah.
Ripped his stick from him.
Kataya, it looks like he was just responding to the initial incidental there by Supan, but Kataya finds himself in the box as well, so those two be off the ice for a minute. Looks like 2 minutes each for those two. And we will get some 4-on-4 hockey, Max.
Yay.
In the Kentucky zone. Flashes lose possession off the face-off. Wildcats going to turn back. Now they're going to hold this puck behind their own net. Biogian, he's going to look for an option. Now the Wildcats breaking out into the offensive zone. Here comes Kentucky. Shot there. Sticked away by Matthew Weiss. Shot off the stick of Hazelton. Flash is going to try to slow this one down and then get something coordinated up the ice and going the other way. Kyle Holmes He's going to play it over to Creighton. Back to Holmes now. Holmes going to play it back to Creighton. Those two playing catch here. Creighton still surveying for an option. Creighton tied up in his own zone. He is being pressured. Creighton needs an option here to get this puck off his stick, and he loses possession. Creighton takes a tumble to the ice. Wildcats now threatening. Wildcats going to play it top point here. Wildcats left out. Quick shot. Nice glove save there by Matthew Weiss. He'll squeeze that one. 10:59 left to play in this second period. About 1 minute and 4 seconds left on those penalties.
This 4-on-4 could get a little interesting. Again, Flashes play very aggressively typically on that 4-on-4, so I'm really excited to kind of see if they can get it going in the opposite direction. Again, they've had to play a lot of defense so far, but hoping they can get a good offensive rush and really kind of get around them and get them a little out of position with this 4-on-4 chance.
Delaney at the dot versus Kaibas, and Delaney wins this one. He's going to play it over to Bailey. Delaney stick checked away there, finds a stick of Liam Norton. He's going to play one to McGuffin. McGuffin going to float this one out for Kaibas. Kaibas going to take his space. He's going to hit the red line. Kaibas skates around one man. Kaibas into the offensive zone for the Flashes. Kaibas going to circle back. He's trying to skate through some traffic here. Can't connect on that pass, cross ice. Flash is going to have to regroup. Kaibas going to give it another go. He's sticked up there. He trips over his own feet, and that's going to give us a penalty call. Kaibas draws the penalty there. Flash is going to get some extended power play time here.
This is what I want to see. This is good. So it looks like we are going to have a 3-on-4 and then a normal power play. Yes. I'm really into 3-on-4. We're getting low in the numbers, which also, though, is going to mean less traffic abilities in front of the goaltender. So once again, if we're able to get some guys in there to maybe, backdoor tap, I think that could be good.
Yeah, Flashes really excel on the power play. We know they do. They have a lot of speed on this team, do the Golden Flashes. Kent State really likes these power play chances, especially 4-on-3. This is where they want to be. This is a great opportunity for them to get another one to their tally and itch back into this game.
Absolutely. Again, I'm excited to see this Ozone face-off here as well.
Huge Ozone face-off. Biancan at the dot for the Flashes. Refs having a discussion at the scorers table, discussing the penalties here. Brief pause in the action. The players are ready. Sticks still banging against the benches from both sides. Both teams are in it, and they are ready to get this puck down. Biancan at the dot. Kentucky wins possession momentarily. Biancan picks this one up. He falls to a knee. Going to float one back top point for Creighton. Creighton just going to shuffle one down to Kaibas. Kaibas going to stalk for an option. Finds Creighton. Creighton center ice there. Quick shot, and he scores! J.J. Creighton. What a shot by him. Just unloaded the wrister there, and the last one he had got deflected, and this one goes in the net, and this one's going to count for him. He makes the score 4-3 with 10-12 left to play in the second period, and we feel like we almost spoke that one into existence, Max.
I think we
Flash
did.
has answered.
So does that going to take away our 1 minute 45 power play, or is that going to, I would assume, right?
Yeah, looks like Kataya, yes, it looks like it is. It looks like Kataya.
Or is that taking away the 18-second for the 4-on-4? No,
looks like we're still getting
of course
4-on-4
not.
time here.
Hey,
Flashes desperately needed that one. They're just one goal away now from tying this one up. Still plenty of work to do and tons of time to do it. As we reach the halfway point in this one, 10 minutes left to play in the second period. Sealing going to hit the red line for the Flashes, get it into the offensive zone. Stick checked away. Both of those players out of the box now. We are back to full strength. Nice hit there by Sealing. Just slammed Yell right in front of his own bench, knocked him down. And now here comes Hale. Hale by himself. He's going to turn on the burners. Hale hits the red line. Quick shot there on that Netta Allen. He'll just cover that one up. But nice job by Hale to get the offensive zone face-off here.
absolutely. He really turned on the speed to kind of get through the blue line, and he wasn't necessarily the best angle for a shot. He was all alone, so we shot it kind of into the glove, but it's forcing that Ozone face-off where they can get another opportunity there. Again, great job by him and a great effort kind of on that weird pass from Kentucky.
Right dot now, face-off. Looming large for the Flashes. Odstorchel can't keep it at the blue line. Flashes retreat quickly. Just going to play it deep into the Kentucky zone. First man to that puck is Bailey. Bailey, he is pressured. Flashes are threatening. Bailey going to have to look for an option. Nothing open yet. He's going to take it himself. He finds a man cross ice. Odstorchel skating hard back for this one. He's got a trailing man with him. Nice job by the Flashes. Back check there to get back on that one. Looked dangerous for a split second there for Kentucky. They can't control it. And Bailey going to have to skate it back into his own zone. Wildcats all the way around behind their own net. Norton pressuring this puck. He picks that one up. He pickpockets Santangelo there. Nikolov going to let one go from the blue line. Shot is blocked. Wildcats sending it all the way the length of the ice. 2-on-1 chance for Kentucky. Quick shot there. Nice save by Matthew Weiss. Shutting that chance down off the stick of Jake Lobb. Lobb still with possession of the puck. He's going to look for an option. Centering pass there. Wide open chance. Nice save by Matthew Weiss once again. Kentucky had a couple open players there, and Matthew Weiss, excellent so far.
Weiss did great. Again, I'm starting to see, though, I mean, Kentucky had a couple breakaways there that he came up huge on. However, would like to see some of the defense back so Weiss isn't kind of all alone like that. It looks like we got lucky with that one kind of bobbling into the corner there. However, Matthew Weiss has really been such a difference maker here tonight.
Absolutely some tough chances he's faced, and he's done his job when he can. Kentucky with possession now skating all the way back into their own zone. Flashes pick it up momentarily in the neutral zone, going to just float it ahead, but onto the stick of the Wildcats. Nice hit there by Holmes in open ice. Creighton back behind his own net, but he's got pressure. Creighton got a little room to work with. He's going to slow this one down. He's going to skate back towards the red line. He's going to play it to Holmes. He's going to chip it to Norton. And Norton, he's going to find Avellino. Avellino stick check there on his way to the red line. Holmes with another nice hit. Delaney tried a centering pass there, nothing there. Norton tries to pressure that puck, can't control that one. He takes a tumble to the ice. Wildcats skating in hard. Nice defensive work there by Kyle Holmes with the stick. Flash is moving the other way. Norton going to play it cross ice in the far corner. Flash is going to go for the line change. They got to hurry back on the back check. Kentucky is threatening. Kentucky centering pass. Nice job there by Sealing on the defensive end there to break up that pass. Kaibas picks that puck away from the crowd. Kaibas, nice move by him. He's going to find Hale. Nice pass. Now here comes Hale skating in. He's going to center one to Kataya. Going to leave one for Sealing. His shot. Wide left. He unloaded that one. A lot of power behind that shot from Sealing. Just wide of the net of Allen. Flashes back in their own zone. Falkowski with possession. He's going to really slow this one down. Give the Flashes a breather here. He's going to play it over to his line mate Sealing. Sealing's pass can't get out of the zone. Weiss out behind his own net. Going to leave it for Falkowski, and then going to try to play one ahead to Kataya along the boards. Now Kataya's got some room to work. Kataya, he turns on the burners. He's across the red line into the offensive zone. Kataya, center ice shot. Saved there by Allen. Flash is still buzzing here in the offensive zone, looking to get this one tied up. Hale behind the net of Allen, all the way to the blue line for Sealing. Sealing just can't connect with Falkowski. He's just going to chip this one down low, looking for Kaibas to win it. Centering pass. Kataya with a quick shot. Nice save there by Allen. Another offensive zone faceoff coming up for the Flashes. 6:34 left to play in the second period.
They absolutely had the right idea there. Again, kind of getting, I saw Kataya and Kaibas both kind of around that centering area. And again, perfect idea there to kind of pass around, look for a lane, pass it to the middle. Again, Allen, though, with the glove.
Tied up off the draw at the left dot. Flashes with possession, it looks like, along the far boards. Players stick checking that one. Kentucky pokes that one away into the neutral zone. Flashes on the retreat. Kentucky just trying to drive this one deep into the Flashes zone. Noel leading the charge for the Wildcats. Noel going to play one up to the blue line. He's going to find his man, Boyagian. Boyagian can't control that one. Nice work there by Tyklas Casey with a little spin move there. His pass just sticked away there, looking for Luke Berry. Berry still pressuring, however. Nice job by Berry. Colpin picks this puck up in the offensive zone. Berry with the initial pressure. Tyklas Casey going to play it down low. Swings all the way around the end boards. Berry still pressuring this puck. Good shift by him. High energy shift by him. Colpin battling hard for possession. McGuffin going to step up in the play a little bit. He leaves a little bit of shoulder. No Wildcats player, but the Wildcats clear the zone. Odd Sturcho all the way back in his own zone for this puck. Time winding down. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in this second period. Flashes can't connect on that pass. No icing call there. Wildcats wanted an icing. They won't get it. So they're forced to control this one deep in their own zone. Flash is still threatening. Norton poke checks momentarily. The Wildcats pick it right up. Here comes Bailey. Bailey, nice work there by McGuffin on the defensive end to break up that chance. Biancan looking for this puck. Couldn't find it for momentarily. He's going to go for the cross-ice pass. Can't connect on that one. Now Creighton, plenty of room in his own zone. Tries to play a pass up. Can't connect on that one as well. Flash is looking to put some passes together here. Nice job by the Kentucky defense, rather. really clogging all the lanes that the Flashes have. Kentucky going to play this one deep. McGuffin going to be the first man of this puck. McGuffin going to chip it ahead along the boards, out of the zone. Bianca now skating hard for this one. Not going to be far enough for an icing, so Bianca going to shadow Santangelo. But Santangelo wins this one. Now Creighton going to step up in the play in the neutral zone. Norton takes a good check there. Creighton's going to step up across the red line and deep in the zone. He's going to skate off. Nice shift by him. Wildcats with possession in their own zone. Both teams trading blows here. Falkowski back on the defensive end for the Flashes. Wildcats, the offense is trailing. Now here comes Chasen Sealing. He's going to try to hit the red line. He does, but he's turned away. Now he's going the other way. Weiss just going to stick that one away. Up and out of play. Give himself a little breather. 4:05 left to play in this second period. Both teams going to get a line change.
Super high energy play, like, period.
Very
there
back
for the
and forth.
Flashes. Absolutely, very back and forth. A lot of kind of chipping it out, pushing it up the ice. But again, the Flashes have looked very good to me so far. Again, a lot of capitalizing on those kind of opportunities.
Nice job there by Hale to step up on that shot by Loeb. Now he's going the other way. 2-on-2 chance here. Hale tries to beat a man. Just can't beat his man. Sticked away there. Nice job by the Kentucky defense on that one. Dump it in deep, do the Wildcats. Falkowski skating hard for this puck. They'll chip it up along the boards. Wildcats centering pass, a quick shot. Nice save by Weiss. He turns that one away. Falkowski takes a tough check into the boards, but he's battling hard for that puck. Kaibas just going to float this one into the neutral zone. Slowed down there by Supan. Supan just going to dump it in deep once again. Falkowski right back to that puck like a magnet. Kaibas tries to get out of his own zone. That move doesn't work. But now he finds possession, just going to float it up ahead. Looking for Katai to win this one. Katai skating hard for this puck. Diving effort there. Can't clean that one up. Nice hit there by Kaibas in the far corner boards. Kaibas with possession out of the puck. Going to play one to Katai. Katai, a stick breaks there. And now Wildcats going to use that as a chance to get going the other way. Wildcats 3-on-2 chance here for them. Quick shot there. Nice job by McGuffin off the initial chance. Wildcats still threatening. Behind the net of Weiss. On the stick of Delaney. Wildcats right dot. Quick shot through some traffic, and Matthew Weiss gloves that one up. Great save by him. Crowd of people in front of him, and he finds that one somehow. 2:51 left to play in the second period. Kent State with the defensive zone face-off coming up.
Almost insane that Weiss is able to glove that one with that many people up there. Again, watched him get a little bit of that guy's stick in the glove when he gloved that one. So, again, to be able to kind of secure that, make sure it doesn't go in, stop the play there before it gets dangerous, I think that was huge.
100%. Not a flashy save, but one that's a lot harder than people realize.
Absolutely.
Kentucky skates out of this face-off with possession. Flashes look to get going the other way. Nice job there by Odd Sturchill. He takes down his man. Wildcats keep it in at the blue line. Biagian, quick shot deflected there, just wide of the net of Weiss. Kolping going to try to play one up, trying to connect with Bryson Miller. Those two just can't connect on that pass. Puck back behind the net of Weiss. Kolping trying to clear. Kolping, he's got some room to work now. Now the Flash is going the other way. Through the neutral zone, but off the ceiling there. We will get another whistle. 2:20 left to play in the second period. Time winding down here.
In the last 2 minutes, I really want to see the Flashes get some serious ozone pressure. Again, that was kind of when they were able to capitalize last period. I'm hoping they can maybe take advantage of Kentucky being a little tired, especially with such a heavy back and forth game. And again, really sustain some good pressure, get some good traffic in front of the net, and you know, we might see one go to the back net again. That's what you can hope for.
This is where the afterburners kick on for the Flashes, right? They need to have a good solid last 2 minutes and carry that momentum into the third, regardless of what the score is. The Flashes, they can make something happen here in this last 2 minutes. Go into the intermission feeling good. That's what the Flashes are looking for. Wildcats still in the Kent State zone. Rodriguez, he's taken down there by Norton. Centering pass there for the Wildcats, but finds the stick of Kyle Holmes. Good work by him. He's just going to get it going the other way. Flashes desperately needed that clear. It's going to find the stick of Kelly Thompson. Thompson now going to look for an option. Puck rolling around in the neutral zone. Biancan steps up. He's in the offensive zone. Biancan skates in. Quick shot there. Just wide of the net there. Puck all the way out of the zone now. Wildcats 2-on-1 chance forming. Avellino skating hard on the back check. Backhanded chance. Nice job there by Matty Weiss. What a save by him. He has been excellent tonight. And another defensive zone draw for the Flashes.
You almost can't ask for anything else from him. He has had such a good game tonight. Again, the only ones he's really let in were either off of a crazy turnover where it was kind of a 2-on-1 situation, or like a bunch of traffic directly in front of him where he can't see. He has been fantastic tonight with a lot of those grabs that I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, he's a big reason the Flashes are so closely in this one. Off the draw, Flashes win possession. Sealing going to play it behind his own net. Looking for Falkowski to win this one, but instead picked up by Hazelton. Hazelton tries a centering pass, and Hale just going to chip that one out. Flashes crowding the neutral zone. Wildcats going to try to get something going. The offensive zone. The Flashes, nice job by them. Going to dump it in deep here. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to play in this second period. What can the Flashes do as time winds down? Falkowski keeps it at the blue line. Hale with the puck on his stick. Going to try to chip one in down low for Kataya. Kataya going to play it all the way around the end boards. Finds the stick of Kaibas. Kaibas going to leave it for Sealing. Nice pass by him. Finds Falkowski. Quick shot there. Deflected. Just high of the net there. Kataya tries to chip one in back in the midst of the traffic. Flashes can't pick it up. Now Falkowski skating hard. Breakaway chance here for the Wildcats. What an effort there by Nick Falkowski. And that's going to draw a penalty, however. The ref calls it. Falkowski initially had, and I think his stick got tied up at the very end.
They could call a penalty shot there.
Yeah, let's see what they're going to say.
Oh.
Nope. Looks like he's going to the box. Looks like they're sending Falkowski to the box. No penalties. Let's see. Let's see what they say. Refs having a little discussion here. Will we get a penalty shot? Looks like, yeah, Flash is skating off. We may get a penalty shot here. Not with the Flashes needed here in these remaining seconds of the second period.
Is he going to the box and they get a penalty shot?
Let's see what they say.
Because that doesn't seem right to me.
Refs still having a discussion. Looks like if they do get a shot, the shooter is going to be number 37, Mark LaRue, the captain for the Wildcats. Let's see. Falkowski pleading his case in the box. Refs having an extended discussion here in front of the scorer's table.
I wish we could get a captain out there to kind of discuss and kind of plead the case as well, because to me, honestly, it looked like they both just got kind of tangled up with each other. It didn't look like an intentional because he was on a breakaway sort of thing.
A little bit of a late whistle there from the ref almost.
I kind of agree with that as well. What would you want here, a penalty shot or the power play? Because with that power play, they would be starting on it in the third. And, I mean, Matthew Weiss has looked fantastic tonight, but those penalty shots are tough.
They are. I like our chances with Matty Weiss either way in net. Penalty shot, not the break I would hope for. I'd hope for the power play here. Flashes have a good penalty kill. They've had one all season.
They have that really aggressive penalty kill, again, where they're kind of very willing to go in on offense.
Yes.
So.
Have a number of shorthanded goals, and for the Flashes, I think the power play to give up would be almost a better break. We'll see the refs still talking about it. Kentucky certainly thinks they have a penalty shot. Oh, looks like a tripping call. Looks like no penalty. Kentucky not happy about that. Looks like they're going with the power play, Max.
Really?
It's going to be 2 minutes for tripping on Falkowski, and it looks like the refs now going to have to explain that to Kentucky head coach Tim
Honestly,
Pergram.
that felt like a bit of a generous call on direction, and I will take that one.
Yeah.
That I will take.
Yeah. Could have been definitely called either way. So
Absolutely. And, again, like you said, I have trust in Matthew Weiss. I have trust in our defenders. And, again, if we can kind of get some of that shorthanded action like we've had in games past, I think I'm interested to see if we're going to be able to pull that off against a team like Kentucky. Against some of the other teams we've played, I think it may have been a bit easier. This might be the toughest game of the regular season yet.
Absolutely.
At least statistically speaking.
Absolutely. For the goal for the Flashes here, survive to the second intermission. Get to that intermission with the score the way it is and get back to work in the third period. Seconds winding down, 40 seconds left to play. Big tie up here in the corner boards of the Kent State zone. Holmes at the center of it all. He's being harassed by two Kentucky players. Creighton giving him some help. Holmes still on the puck. Nice job by Holmes. Winding seconds off here, being absolutely assaulted there in the corner. And that puck finally moves out. Nice job by Kyle Holmes, staying strong in that scrum. Now Lob with a quick shot, blocked out in front. Nice block there by Creighton. He's mincing in some pain there. That one hurt, but he blocked that shot, and the Flashes clear the zone. As the seconds wind down on the clock here, 5 seconds left to play. Kentucky looking for one last chance. Centering pass, nice shot. Wide of the net of Matthew Weiss, and the Flashes survive into the second intermission with your score 4-3 in favor of the Kentucky Wildcats, with the Flashes got the first job done, and they survived to this intermission.
Absolutely.
And now it's back to work for the third period.
Definitely have to point out and give some credit to Kyle Holmes there. He had that puck pinned for a ridiculous amount of time.
20 seconds off the clock.
That was 20 seconds off the clock that he had all by himself right there. So definitely have to give some credit for really, really, like you said, playing through the 20. He was there.
And another huge shout out, J.J. Creighton. He blocked that shot out in front and allowed the Flashes to clear. He looked like that one hurt, but for his team, he earned it.
Absolutely.
And the Flashes will take that result. And for right now, the Flashes just trailing by one, going to have to kill the rest of that power play off to start the third period. And Max, what do the Flashes have to do to get back in this one and secure a victory tonight?
Like I said, I would love to see some shorthanded action just because I don't think Kentucky will be expecting that. Especially with how dominant of a team they are offensively. I don't think they would expect the Flashes to maybe try to get some offense generated shorthanded, but we've seen them do that successfully before. So I'd be interested to see that. However, of course, defense always comes first. And I really think entering with a defensive mindset, a physical mindset going into the third, if we can pin it against the boards for an entire 30 seconds, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Absolutely. It's going to take an effort from every guy on that bench to get this one done. And for me, on the offensive end for the Flashes, keep crowding in front of Allen. We've seen all the goals they've scored tonight. There's been a crowd of people in front of the net, and that's what the Flashes need to continue to do and keep letting those shots rip from the top of the point. Let the defenseman step up in the play and take some shots from the blue line and let the chaos kind of work itself out.
I 1,000% agree.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take this second intermission. Stay with us. We'll be back for what should be an exhilarating third period. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to start this third period from the Kent State Ice Arena. 4-3 game. Kentucky Wildcats up 1 on your Kent State Golden Flashes. But the Flashes are knocking, Max. They are knocking, and they have all the tools they need to get back in this one and secure a comeback victory.
You are absolutely right on that one. The Flashes, again, they've looked great tonight. Honestly, I think this has been a very strong game for them after the couple mistakes they made in the first period. Had a little bit of some issues there in the second, but they were able to really just, keep that deficit to 1, which I think was a skill in its own, honestly.
And I think, Max, the first point of emphasis here is this power play. They need to kill off this power play. The Wildcats are going to resume a minute 15 left. So over half the power play left for the Wildcats, but the Flashes, goal number 1, have to kill this power play.
Absolutely. What I'm saying, hey, put Holmes back out there, get him in the corner with the puck, and let him take care of business. But no, really, again, killing this off is going to be huge, huge, huge for the outcome.
Both teams making their way back onto the benches as we get ready for puck drop momentarily. Getting the starting lines out there. Both teams dialed into the finish here. Final 20 minutes coming up of what has been an awesome hockey game to watch and call in front of a packed house here tonight at the Kent State Ice Arena. And just like me and you, Max, everybody here looking to see how this one ends. Sticks banging against the boards, and you know what that means. Players skating to the center dot as we get ready to start this third period. Puck is down, and the third period is underway with possession squeaking out to the Wildcats. Puck on his stick is Santangelo. Going to play it cross ice, looking for Lob. Lob going to dump one in deep behind the net of Matty Weiss. He comes out of his net to play that one. Holmes just going to chip it up along the boards and clear the zone. Wildcats early retreat here. Wildcats in the neutral zone, looking to try to break into the Kent State zone. Going to send it around the boards. Lob going to pick this one up. Lob going to look for an option. Just going to play one up top point to Santangelo. He fakes the shot. Wildcats centering pass there. Nice work there by Odd Sturchin to break that one up. Clogging the lane. Santangelo back at the top of the point with this puck. Quick shot. Nice save by Matty Weiss through some traffic. Got a first stop of the period. 19-18 left to play in the third.
I'm not going to say too much, but what I will say, looking decent so far.
Looks like 34 seconds left on this penalty. Puck still in the Kent State zone. Flashes desperately looking for that full ice clear. Puck down, one back to the Wildcats. Santangelo still on the ice with possession. They play one to Lob. Goes cross ice here. Wildcats quick shot. Nice glove save by Matty Weiss. Snags that one out of the air. And will do it again in the Kent State zone. 25 seconds left to play on the penalty kill.
This face-off is huge because if they win this, they can probably send it the length of the ice. And with 25 seconds left, that gives them opportunity for probably one more solid rush. So this could be huge.
Puck down. Flashes win it. Sealing going to turn and unload. Stick check there. Flashes can't just quite clear. Wildcats stick checking. Puck dinged off the post for a quick second. Lob going to play one over to Santangelo. Those two have been playing catch this whole power play. They're going to play one over to Delaney. Now back to Lob. Penalty about to expire. Lob with a shot. Nice save, Matty Weiss. Rebound out in front. Puck bouncing around down loose. Puck still loose in the blue paint. Goes wide of the net there. Flashes desperately just looking to clear Falkowski out of the box. Back to even strength. Flashes kill the penalty, but Wildcats aren't done. They are still threatening. Behind the net, Wildcats hold the puck. Kentucky looking to add one. Delaney, top of the point. His shot's blocked, and the Flashes are going to clear the zone here. Bryson Miller going to skate it out. Going to play one over to Norton. Norton takes a check into the boards. Miller still threatening. Norton still threatening as well. Jake Lob with possession. Norton roughing him up a little bit. Love to see that physical play from him. We know he's got it in him. Puck sent back into the Kent State zone. Flashes now back to full strength, going to try to coordinated attack up the ice. Wildcats pushing it back into the Kent zone. Odd Sturchill behind his own net. Going to pump the brakes, turn, redirect, and go the other way. Up the right wing are the Flashes. Turn away in the neutral zone. Onto the net of Weiss and Odd Sturchill. Back to square one. Behind the net once again. Sturchill going to try the left side this time. Going to play one over to Hale. Hale tries to go cross ice to Katai. That pass broken up. Hatfield in the lane. Flashes just trying to clear the zone. And they will pick up offside warning for the Wildcats, so the Flashes have some time here. Odd Sturchill going to go quick pass up to Kataya. Kataya can't get that one deep. So he was waiting at the red line for it. Carrying this one is Karinsky. Karinsky bet my two defenders there. Kataya and Odd Sturchill finish him off. Top point now for James. James' shot goes wide of the net. Centering pass though for the Wildcats. Now behind the net. Kicking that one away is Avellino. Nice job by him. Good effort. Kaibas going to try to skate up, and that's an offside warning. Let's see. Looks like a penalty, rather.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who's going to the box? It looks like number 7, Ty Patfield.
Looked like a slash or a holding down there again. I think it was Kataya, don't quote me on that, who got his stick kind of wrenched away from him down in that back corner. He did a good job of showing it to the ref.
Absolutely.
And the ref did, in fact, see it and did call it. I mean, that should be a power play for your Flashes.
It is, yes.
At this point in the game, after killing off that penalty, I think this is huge.
This is maybe the 2 biggest minutes of hockey in this game up to this point. Flashes now on the power play. Initial face-off. Wildcats send it through the length of the ice, so Flashes will regroup from home base. Avellino going to lead the rush, going to play it over to Kaibas. Change of position, goes up the right wing to Kataya. Kataya centering pass, quick shot there by Biancan. Puck still loose, Allen can't hold it, and there's the whistle. Allen just lays on that one. Love the effort there from the Flashes, and they're going to get an O-zone draw.
Absolutely. Again, getting that O-zone draw on this power play, huge. Very good effort there by the Flashes as well. They did not quit until that whistle was blown, and that's what I want to see from them for the rest of this period.
Left dot, Kataya at the dot versus Hazelton. Tied up, Kataya forces that one back to Kaibas. Flash is going to go to work now. Kaibas skates in left dot, goes cross ice. Can't quite find the stick of Kataya there, but he still has possession. Avellino top point, finds Kaibas left dot. Kaibas back to Kataya. Quick shot off the post there for Kataya. Inches away from tying this one up. But Kaibas still has the puck. Flashes looking to keep the pressure on. Kaibas skates in left dot. He gets down low. Met by 2 defenders now behind the net of Allen. Kaibas tries a centering pass out in front of the net. Wildcats sniff that one out and send it the length of the ice. They will get a change. So close for Nick Kataya. So very close. That's going to be an icing. Flashes can't connect through the neutral zone. That puck going to find its way all the way behind the net of Allen. And with 59 seconds left on the power play, Flashes is going to be defensive zone draw here. Important to win this one.
Weiss really tried there to make an offensive play, and I really do appreciate that, again, especially with the limited time. However, it seems like the players were not ready for that kind of offensive firepower from their goaltender there.
Draw going to be the right dot in the Kent State zone. Flashes looking to win this face-off and get going the other way and squeeze something out of this power play. However, Kentucky with possession. James had it for a second, but Kaibas sniffs that one out. Now Kaibas going to regroup and look to build some speed up the ice. Kaibas plays it to Kataya. Nice move by Kataya. He's in the offensive zone. Kataya, his quick shot. Nice save there by Allen. Nice job by Kataya to force this offensive zone draw. However, Flashes still have 43 seconds on the power play. Plenty of time. Looks like they're going to get some fresh skaters on the ice.
However, they really do need to win this face-off.
Another
again,
huge
another
face-off.
clear here would be kind of rough for them. Again, having to fully re-enter the zone. This is a huge face-off.
Colpine with a nice win on that face-off, but the Flashes can't control it at the blue line. Length of the ice, go the Wildcats. Wise way out of his net, going to leave it for McGuffin. 30 seconds left on this power play. Flashes looking to get one more good rush up the ice and make this one count. Hale going to leave it for Falkowski. Falkowski skates in, chipped ahead. Wildcats with possession. Lob just going to send it the length of the ice. That should just about do it on this penalty. 15 seconds left, but with the Flashes behind their own net, maybe one more quick rush up the ice. But Patfield is ready and up to get out of that box. Here come the Flashes. Norton going to skate back into his own zone, shovel one over to McGuffin. Falkowski wipes out far side. McGuffin, quick shot. Nice save there by Allen. McGuffin still threatening, looking for that rebound. Back to even strength. Hale with a centering pass. Stepping up is Norton. Norton, quick shot. Rebound still loose out in front. Puck is loose. Defender just laid down in front of that one. That puck was loose. And Kentucky skates it out of harm's way. And a big hit there behind the play is Hale. But that puck goes off the ceiling. We'll get a stop. There's a lot to unpack there on that last sequence. We are back to even strength. 14:55 left to play in the third. And the Flashes so very close.
So close. Again, they were so good. Again, Norton on that shot to come up, I thought he had it. I really did. And on that rebound, that was so good. Honestly, got a little nervous at that stoppage. They were calling a penalty on what Hale did there in the corner. That was a bit aggressive. However, I love to see it.
Yeah, Hale known for his physical presence as well. Love to see him getting into this one. Wildcats skating the other way now. Patfield's fresh out of the box. He's going to skate it in for Kentucky. Quick shot there. Wise just scoops that one up almost like a first baseman in the MLB. We'll get a stoppage in play. 14:44 left to play in the third. Puck in the Kent State zone. Looks like the ref's going to take this one to the left dot. Looks like Wildcats going for the line change here. Get some fresh guys on the ice. Patfield skating off here, as well as Yell. Puck down. Tied up off the draw. Wildcats with possession, however, now. Kentucky looking to make something happen. Flashes looking to tie this one up. Plenty of time left in this third period. Now Biancan skating out. Puck rolls on him a little bit. He's just going to turn, skate back, look for an option. Nice pass by Biancan. Puck just floating in the air a little bit. Kentucky picks it up through the neutral zone, in their own zone, and now across the red line and into the offensive zone. Nice stick work there by the Kent State defense. Kyle Holmes, been great all night. Kentucky centering pass. Tries to leave one back at the blue line. They can't connect on that one. Puck clears the zone. Flashes get a good break there as they get some fresh skaters on the ice as well. Kentucky going to dump it deep. Now they go for their line change of their own. Sealing in his own zone. Plays it over to Nikolov. Nikolov going to chip it along the boards over to Sealing. Looking for Hale to pick that one up. Nothing there. Kataya pressuring now. He's pressuring Hahn. Kybos takes a check into the Kentucky bench. Kentucky behind their own net. Bailey plays it over to his line mate Hahn. Kent State trying to keep this one in, but can't keep it in at the blue line. Now battling hard. Hale, nice job by him on the back check. Prevented a breakaway there. Jack Hale, outstanding. Could have been a breakaway for the Wildcats. Now this puck, Matty Wise has it behind his own net. Going to slow it down, leave it for Kataya. Kataya going to play it over to Falkowski. Falkowski going to take his time here, give his team a breather, let them get into position. Went for the pass along the boards, but Flashes made a quick change and not on the same page there. Puck back behind the net of Matty Weiss. Nikolov going to play it to Falkowski. Now going to go up to Luke Berry, and he's got some space to work with. Here comes Berry leading the rush. Flashes in the offensive zone. Centering pass just hops over the stick of Kataya. Falkowski keeps it at the blue line, however. Berry skating hard for this puck. Berry loses his stick there. No call there. Berry stickless still. Doesn't have it. Falkowski keeping this one in along the boards. Nikolov behind him at the blue line. Nikolov makes two men miss. Nice move by him. Falkowski cross ice to Kataya. Kataya centering pass, and Luke Berry scores! Tie game! With 12:38 left to play in this third period, Luke Berry cleans up that rebound, and we are tied. Just an all-out effort there from the Flashes. And what did we say, Max? Not giving up on the play, and that's exactly what they did. And Luke Berry gets rewarded with that one, but that was a team effort goal.
Absolutely. You could just feel the energy there on the ice. Like you could feel it. They were cooking something up. They were getting ready to go. Those passes were good. And they are fired up in here today. Again, after that kind of scrub out with the power plays, getting that next goal to really kind of be the first of the third period, I think is huge.
Absolutely, Max. This arena is loud tonight, and after that goal, Luke Berry had the fans on their feet. But Kent State ties this one up. That was goal number 2, and now the ultimate goal in this one is can they complete the comeback and hold off the Wildcats? About 12 and a half minutes left to play in this third period to find out. Flashes now, puck in their own zone. They're skating out. Colpin going to play it to Tycholas Casey. Tycholas Casey tries a centering pass for Colpin. Sticked in behind the net of Allen. Picking this one up is Supan. Pressured by Colpin. Supan turns away from him. Wildcats break out of their own zone. And now here they come, rushing up the ice. Kentucky, left wing here. Quick shot there. Weiss with a nice save. Kicks that one away. Kentucky keeps it in at the blue line. Supan stepping up the play a little bit here. Kentucky behind the net. In the corner, top point for James. James at the blue line. Going to play one down low across the boards. Kentucky tight rope in this blue line here. Flashes just got to try to chip one out. Wildcats making some moves here. Centering pass. Nobody home. The Wildcats will have to clear the zone. Good break there for the Flashes. Had some tired skaters on. Now they get a line change. Kentucky not letting up, however, as they're going to skate on. Sealing with the pressure here. Nice defensive work by him, shutting down that rush. Centering pass there. Weiss sticks it away. Nobody there for the Wildcats. Another dangerous chance there for them. Now here come the Flashes. Into the offensive zone. Norton, left dot, quick shot. That shot's deflected. Puck loose down low. Out in front. Avellino, quick shot. Blocked again out in front down low. Another quick shot. Blocked again. Tons of traffic in front of the net of Allen. And now skating out with this one for the Wildcats is Thompson. Wildcats pressing into the Kent State zone. Both teams playing with 100% effort here as they know what's at stake in this one. Now here comes Biancan, across the red line, gets it deep into the offensive zone, goes cross corner there, looking for Norton. Norton got it. Biancan tries to tuck that one home, and Allen has the pad there, and he'll cover that one up. 10:48 left to play in the third. Flashes ozone draw coming up. A little crowd in front, Norton with a little push there. Nothing much will come of that one.
One thing I will say, if there's ever some pushing and shoving involved here for the Flashes, I feel like Norton is always involved. Again, decently clean player, but still kind of knows how to frustrate the guys, and I do appreciate that.
Odd Sturgill trying to keep that one in, just can't. Going to reset and dump it in deep. Eli Bailey now with the puck. Plays it to Santangelo. Santangelo going to try to play it up for Delaney. Huge hit there in front of the boards here in the Kentucky zone. Wildcats skating the other way. Here comes Lobb. Jake Lobb, quick shot. His shot's blocked. Another shot. Wide of the net there, Matty Weiss. Kataya bringing the pressure on Delaney. Santangelo steps up in the play. Odd Sturgill steps up in the play. Both teams fighting for this puck. Santangelo with possession now for Kentucky. Out in front. Nice save. Off the deflection there. Matty Weiss just couldn't stop that second one. And Kentucky takes the lead with 10-11 left to play in the third period. Kentucky taking a 5-4 lead. That's coming off the stick of number 24, Jake Lobb. We talked about him pregame. He is dangerous. That makes that his 45th point on the year. And Kentucky now playing from ahead. Flash is still plenty of time. Unfortunate there. Kent State just couldn't box out Lobb. Looked like Matty Weiss had a piece of it, and it looks like it kind of rolled in on him a little bit. Tough break there for the Flashes, but plenty of time to get back to work and keep this one going. Allen just going to hold this one off the draw as it skated all the way into his blue paint. Flashes ozone draw right away. 10:02 left to play.
This is absolutely still within reach. Like you said, with 10 minutes left and only being down one, again, against a team with such a good record like Kentucky has, proud to see the Flash has been fighting so hard already.
Puck off the faceoff goes out of play. Let's see where they're going to keep this one in the Kentucky zone. It looks like same dot. Looks like it's going to be on that right dot here. This next faceoff. Flashes another, like you said, Max, another crucial draw. And each one of these offensive zone faceoffs matter, especially at a time like this in this game. Each one counts.
Absolutely. I want to, again, potentially chipping it back again towards the defenseman and watching them take a shot right off. Well,
tied up off the draw. Wildcats win that one. Nice job by Bailey to get that one out of the zone. Now going the other way is Karinsky. Karinsky pressured by Falkowski. Quick shot there off the side of the cage. Picking this one up is Sealing. Sealing's clear attempt takes an odd ankle bounce there. Shot just wide of the net there, Matty Weiss. Wildcats still threatening. Flashes have to get the momentum swung back their way. Now with some room to skate is Karinsky. He takes a bump into the Kent State bench. Now Sealing with possession behind his own net. Skating out, looking to break up left wing. No help there for Sealing, so he loses that one. Quick shot, nice save by Matty Weiss. Off his glove, can't squeeze it though. Wildcats still threatening, and Falkowski now with the puck. Gonna play it up ahead to Norton. Norton just trying to do enough just to muscle that one out of the zone, and he does. The Wildcats meeting him right at the blue line. Falkowski there to give him some help, and now the Flashes with a second to breathe with that offside warning. Flashes looking to just connect on some passes through the neutral zone to get going the other way. Norton gonna send it up. Finds the stick of James instead. Now hitting the red line is Supan, and he's going to play it in on the net in Matty Weiss, and he'll just squeeze that one. 8:47 left to play in the third. Flashes another big face-off here in the defensive zone.
the Flashes do look a bit scrambled after that last goal. Again, I think they really, really, really want this win, and you can tell that they want it. However, I want to see them tighten up on that positioning a little bit, get some better passes in, and really get some offense generated.
Tied up in the corner boards in the Kent State zone. Looks like a player loses a glove there. No stoppage yet. Kentucky battling hard. Just to the left there, Matty Weiss, but Kent State with the reinforcements now. Norton, he finds the puck on his stick. He's going to hit the red line and dump it in deep. Biancan takes a chip right into the glove of Allen. And this is going to be an offensive zone draw for the Flashes. 8:24 left to play in the third. Like that from Biancan, just getting that puck on net.
Forcing that ozone faceoff. Again, this could be big. However, Flashes need to win this faceoff. They've lost the last few. This faceoff is key. Again, this could be a key opportunity for them if they're able to retain possession.
Steigerwald versus Biancan at the dot. Biancan wins this one back. Norton trying to give him some help on this faceoff. Still tied up. Puck bouncing around. Steigerwald just enough to get it to Karinsky. Now Wildcats dumping it in deep. Coming up on 8 minutes left to play in this third period. Flashes tied up in their own zone. Nikolov there to give some assist. Nikolov takes a huge hit there. Both players take a tumble. The Wildcats with possession in their own zone now. Wildcats can't keep that one cleanly. Initial attempt there from Nikolov, fan down that one. Just trying to get it to Kataya, but that one goes into the bench instead, so we'll get a stoppage in play. 7:44 left to play in the third.
Lots of quick kind of like, I say messy hockey, but not in a bad way. You know what I mean? A lot of those broken up passes going awry. I want to see the Flashes capitalize off one of those. Turn that into a breakaway. Break up one of those passes and really get going.
Yeah, very free-flowing game for sure. But Flashes got to bolster down here and tighten something up. Off that shot from the blue line, White's going to just glove it again. We'll do it in the Kent State zone. 7:37 now left to play in the third. Plenty of time for the Flashes.
Absolutely. However, again, need to see them get a good offensive rush, and the sooner the better.
Kentucky with possession off the draw. Hops over the glove of Matty Weiss. Kataya scoops that one out of that little board battle. He plays it ahead to Hale. Hale, he hits the red line. Hale into the offensive zone, going to play it in deep behind the net of Allen. Wildcats going to slow it down as they have possession. Flashes a little bit of a retreat here. Kataya steps up now. He's going to chip it in down low to Kaibas. Kaibas going to skate towards the blue line. Kaibas looking for an option. Just going to try to play it down low. Nobody home for him. Hale going to step up in the play. He turns and fires one off the boards into the opposite corner. Now Kataya racing hard. Puck in the air. Kaibas picks that one up out of the air. Kaibas turns away from one defender, but can't pick it up cleanly. Kelly Thompson now with possession for the Wildcats. Skates it out of his own zone. He connects on a pass through center ice. Flashes right there to meet them, though. Flashes need to get possession here and need to get some more O-zone time. Lob with the puck on his stick. Tries to skate around Hale. Hale gives him a little bump. Lob still tight rope in the blue line. Now going to break in. Center ice. Quick shot there. What a save. Matthew Weiss. Puck still loose behind the net there. Matthew Weiss with an impressive save once again. Flashes just need to get this puck and need to get going the other way. Now here comes Sealing. Kataya getting held behind the play by Lob, and that's going to draw a penalty. Excuse me, that was Kaibas. Lob is just holding Kaibas, and now
are they sending Kaibas to the box?
It looks like Kaibas is going to get sent too. They had a little bit of stick fight in there behind the play. Looks like they're going to get both of them.
A little confused Kaibas is going here.
Yeah, when I seen it, it looks like Lob had him all wrapped up on his stick there.
And Kaibas was just trying to get out of it.
But it looks like they're going to send both. So it looks like we're going to get some 4-on-4. But as we said before, Max, 4-on-4, Flashes not afraid, not going to back down for some 4-on-4.
Absolutely, I do 100% agree. They're not afraid of this 4-on-4. So I want to see them play hard. I want to see a lot of, the Flashes we're used to when they're in this situation. Again, Kentucky is a tough team. I feel like I've been emphasizing that all broadcast. They are 17-1. They are the toughest customer that Kent State has had to face so far this season.
100%.
And this game is not out of reach.
At all.
They can absolutely still turn this one around to get it in their favor. Even a sent to overtime, that still gets them an extra point. So, and as we've said, in this push for the playoffs, every point matters.
Kent State, they play a really gritty style of hockey, and we're going to see it come out here in this last 6 minutes of this game. Off the face-off, Wildcats with possession, but the Flashes looking to answer the bell and tie this one up. Avellino with some early pressure. He loses his stick. Now he's going to race to the bench, look for an assist from his teammate. Now here comes Santangelo. He's got pretty much the whole left wing open to himself. He's going to skate in, left dot, pump the brakes a little bit. He's going to work back towards the blue line. Santangelo now going to play it behind the net of Matty Weiss. Big tie up behind the net. Kentucky with the chance here. Turns angle shot, just wide of the net there. Another good look for the Wildcats. Flash is going to slow it down for a second. Biancan pumping the brakes. Flash is getting into position now. Now they're going to break up the ice. Going to leave one for Falkowski. Falkowski going to play it up to Biancan. Now he's going to skate in. Biancan tries the toe drag there. Nice defensive work there by Santangelo. 2-on-2 chance here for the Wildcats. Santangelo ties the toe drag. Stick work there. Wildcats still have it. Nice save by Matty Weiss once again using the body. Now here comes the Flashes. Chased and Sealing using his big frame. Getting across the blue line. Now into the offensive zone. Sealing trying to work towards the center of the ice. Sticked away from danger there by Supan. Now Santangelo going to take a breather for the Wildcats and play it into the neutral zone. Now here comes Kentucky once again into the Kent State zone. Wildcats looking to center ice. Quick shot there. Off the rebound. Nice save by Matty Weiss once again. Controlling that rebound. Now it finds its way onto the stick of Liam Norton. 4:45 left to play in this third. Flash is going for a quick line change. 30 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey left. Skating up, here comes Avellino. He makes a nice move. Avellino, nice shot there, just wide of the net. He split the defense, just couldn't finish that one. Good look from him. Wildcats with possession. James going the other way. He's across the red line into the offensive zone for Kentucky. Sticked away by Holmes, up and out of play. 4:23 left to play in the third. Staying in the Kent State zone, and just 10 seconds left on those penalties. About to be back to even strength.
Absolutely. Again, it's been very back and forth so far with this 4-on-4 play. I kind of like the change in pace again with that kind of very back and forth play. Again, the Flashes need to put their foot on the gas and leave it there for the rest of the game. If they can force Kentucky into a more defensive position, I think we could make something happen here.
Yeah. They got to empty the tank here.
Absolutely.
And two important players in the box for both teams. Lob, the leading point scorer for the Wildcats, and Cornell Kaibas, he's got a goal here tonight. Both getting ready to come out of the box. Got to have them on the ice for both teams. Refs having a little discussion at the scorers table, explaining the little delay
I think
in
it's
action.
something to do with our scoreboard. One has 11, one has 10 seconds. So it looks like they're just correcting that issue real quick.
Both teams, as you can hear, banging the sticks against the benches, ready to get this one back. And here we go. Ref blows the whistle. We are ready to get going. Puck is down as these penalties are about to expire. Wildcats take a check into the Kent State zone, but still maintain possession. Play back to the top of the point. Wildcats, quick shot through some traffic. Matty Weiss, nice save there. Matty Weiss, diving save. What a save. Matthew Weiss, have yourself a game, kid. There is not much more I need to say on that save. If you didn't see that one, please go replay that one, folks. That may be the best save I've seen all year in any level of hockey that I've seen all year. That is
crazy.
probably one of the better saves you'll see ever. Wow. I don't even have words for that. That was unbelievable.
You can tell he wants this one.
Yeah, you could tell, and he deserves it.
He
the way he's
does.
played, he deserves it. That was just pure desperation save.
You cannot ask for anything more from Matthew
Wow.
Weiss. You really can't.
Flashes still in their own zone at the left dot. 4:09 left to play in this third period. Just trying to get it going the other way, and here they go. Breaking out on the rush. Carrying this one is Parker. He tries a shot. Allen just going to hold this one. I like that shot by Parker. Going to get the Flashes an O-zone draw here.
This is a big one. I feel like I say this every time, but this is a big face-off.
As the game gets going, each one matters more and more and more. Colpeen at the dot versus Patfield. Puck down, tied up off the draw. Patfield squeaks that one back to Bailey. Can't keep that one in at the blue line are the Flashes. They're going to have to retreat in their own zone. Can't connect on that pass through the neutral zone. Now Wildcats going the other way. Bailey going to turn, look for an option. Tries a centering pass, goes cross ice. Shot there, blocked off the skate of Parker. Nice job by him. Flashes battling hard. Just got to get this one out of the zone. 3:35 left to play. Have to think Coach Nowak for the Flashes, thinking about pulling the goalie soon. Flashes got to get it down there first, though. Falkowski takes a check into the boards. Wildcats still pressing. Bailey at the blue line. Going to try a shot, deflected down low. Out of harm's way for the Flashes. Now picked up by Falkowski. He's turning, looking for an option. Finds Matthew Parker. He's just going to flub that one into the neutral zone. But Lob steps right back into the offensive zone. Quick shot there. Nice save by Matty Weiss. Shutting the door once again. Flashes going for a quick line change, but they got to hurry. Wildcats threatening. Quick shot there. Sticked away, deflected. Up, not out of play, just off the top of the glass. Another shot there. Wide of the net of Matty Weiss. Flashes just got to get it out of the zone. Kentucky is really bringing the pressure. Flashes another quick line change. With time winding down, Matty Weiss another excellent save. Coming up on 2.5 minutes left to play in this one. Lob going to fake the shot, going to skate in. That goes wide of the net. James with a shot from the point, and they score. Nate James scores from the blue line, just unloads a slapper, and I don't think Matty Weiss ever seen it. And that makes the score 6-4 with 2:29 left to play in the third. And for the Flashes, that one stings.
Yes, it does. I mean, dream's still alive.
Yeah.
We've seen crazier happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
This season, I remember it was one at the beginning of the season. We got a lot of goals like right there at the end.
Yeah, against Cincinnati that opening weekend.
So
Flashes had the overtime winner.
anything can happen, so don't count them out yet. But
Never out of it until the scoreboard hits 0. Puck in the Kent State zone. Avellino with possession, going to play it over to Kaibas. Kaibas going to play it out. Nobody looking for that one. Kentucky just fires that one up and into the netting. So we'll get a stoppage in play. 2:16 left to play in the third.
As the seconds wind down here, hoping to see some life here from the Flashes. Again, haven't really had any ozone opportunities in these last final minutes. And honestly, I think that's been the biggest issue for them so far, is just the lack of ozone time.
Puck down, Flashes lose possession to the Wildcats off the draw. Avellino going to pick this puck up momentarily. Going to play it over to Kataya. Kataya going to go cross ice looking for Kaibas, just a little too far from him, and Kentucky sends it back deep. Avellino once again in the same spot, back behind the net of Matty Weiss. Avellino looking for an option, but he's got to move quick. He connects with Bryson Miller. Nice move by Miller. He skates in the offensive zone. Here comes Miller. Quick shot. Nice glove save there by Allen. Minute 48 left to play in this third period. But ozone draw here for the Flashes. And it looks like Coach Nowak did pull the goaltender. Flashes going to be playing with an extra attacker. And they need it here.
Very aggressive strategy there by Coach Nowak to pull on the faceoff. It looks like, are we calling a timeout here to kind of try to draw up a play? I think that's a good choice, I think, at this point. The game is still within reach. You got to hit them with everything you got.
Yeah, and as you said, Max, calling back to that opening weekend game against Cincinnati where the Flashes did come back and get an overtime win, this is the same strategy they used. They were down 2, they pulled the goalie, and they got 2 in a very quick span. So let's see if they got a little more magic. Opening weekend of the first half of the season. This is opening weekend of the second half of the season. Maybe a little correlation. We'll see. We'll see.
Again, anything really can happen. We've seen crazier happen before. I think there might have been probably about the same amount of time in the Cincinnati game, maybe a little more, but, you know, I don't think it's impossible. Coach Nowak up here drawing up, again, hopefully a very, very good play. That's what you can hope.
Rallying the troops here. Everybody on the same page. And the Flashes need to strike now if they're going to do it.
This face-off is the game.
Yeah, biggest face-off of the game. Wildcats out of their huddle now as they make their way back onto the ice. Coach Nowak sending Nick Kataya to the dot for this one. For the Wildcats, it's going to be Ty Patfield. Puck down. Patfield wins that one. The Wildcats clear. They're going to have to go the length of the ice, are the Flashes. It looks like we're going to get an icing call. Flashes coming right back into the offensive zone. And with those icings, they'll take the icings because they get some the instant offensive zone face-off. And like I said, each one matters. Every single chance they get has to count.
Absolutely.
Same two, back going to the dot.
Again, huge, huge, huge face-off here again. However, if the Wildcats keep icing it, like you said, again, it comes right back. So it's not.
Off the bucket there of Cornell Kaibas into the bench. We'll get another stoppage in play. I don't think he's seen that one coming. It went right off his helmet and into the bench.
I don't think so either. That fishbowl coming in handy a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah, seriously.
There's a lot of hooting and hollering going on down here at ice level.
Same dot once again. Third time's the charm for the Flashes. Kataya, new opponent at the dot. It's going to be Hazelton. Tied up off the draw. Flashes have possession now. Kaibas going to have to send it around the end boards. Bianca's skating hard for this one. Kataya stepping up. Biancan going to drop one to Kataya. He's going to find Kaibas. He's got some space. Top of the blue line. Skates in left dot. Puck deflected down low. Both teams driving for possession here. Kaibas keeps it in. Nice job by him. Going to play one down low. No high stick call there. Oh, there they get him there. Look like a high stick. A little bit of a delayed call, but they get him there. Looks like Norton having some words for a few players down the Kentucky zone.
Again, I feel like he's one of those players, he always has words.
He always. And I love it. You love it. He's fiery. He plays with passion.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So it looks like we're moving to the other dot now, still in the Kentucky zone. And a minute 12 left to play. Flashes need it tied up off the draw. Flashes seconds are winding down as the opportunity slips away here. They need something quickly. Miller battling hard for possession. Kataya finds this puck. Going to play it up to Kaibas. Kaibas, cross point to Avellino. He's going to try a shot down low. That shot blocked out in front and out of the zone. Flashes have to retreat and work quickly. Kaibas going to find Kataya coming up the left wing. He's just going to dump it in deep, looking for his team to go to work. Allen going to leave it for his man. Wildcats chip it out of the zone. Kaibas quickly has to retreat here. Kaibas pumped the brakes there for a second. Lob picks this one up, and into the empty net. And that's going to be the game tonight. Jake Lobb picks the empty netter up, making the score 7-4. Just 31.8 seconds left to play. And truthfully to me, Max, that scoreboard doesn't reflect how the Flashes played tonight. That's a tough way to end this one.
It
Almost
really
a little
is.
deflating.
Absolutely. Against such a tough team. Again, they have a 17-1 record, highlighted it all game. Going to highlight that again. For the Flashes to come and honestly put up as much of a fight as they have here tonight, it gives me a lot of hope for tomorrow's game. Again, after kind of learning their strategy,
and
they can regroup.
And as you said, Max, we still get another one against these guys tomorrow night, excuse me. And Flashes are definitely going to be hungry for that one, going to look to get some revenge. Just a tough break for the Flashes here tonight. 20 seconds left on the clock. Puck just bouncing around in the Kent State zone. Falkowski going to try to push it up a little bit. Excuse me, that's McGuffin. Find Luke Berry, going to play to Tyklas Casey. He's just going to dump it in deep. Less than 10 seconds left to play. Kentucky just going to try to hold this one into the end of the game. Tyklas Casey still pressing. And here comes the whistle. And that one's going to float off the stick there of Michael Supan. And that's going to be the game with the final score tonight, 7-4 in favor of the Kentucky Wildcats. Wildcats improved to 18-1-1. Unbelievable record for them. For the Flashes, they're going to fall to 12-8-1. But for the Flashes, like we just said, Max, an inspiring effort, played a full game. It was 58 minutes of hard hockey. It was just that last 2 minutes, it all fell apart a little bit. Not much they can do, going down 2 goals, kind of forced the hand to pull the goalie. And like I said, that score doesn't reflect how they played tonight, in my opinion.
Absolutely not. I 100% agree. Again, Flashes had a great game. And we'll be back here tomorrow, hoping to try to get this one back, get a little bit of revenge, like you said earlier.
Absolutely. 7:30 puck drop tomorrow night here, once again at the Kent State Ice Arena. And the Flash is going to look to split this weekend series against the Wildcats. Thank you all for tuning in tonight, and please come out and support from home or to the Kent State Ice Arena tomorrow night as the Flashes look for revenge at 7:30 p.m. against the Kentucky Wildcats. It's been a pleasure all night. My name is Alex Rivera, and I've been joined all night by my partner, Max Moats. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night.